Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to class. Welcome. If you're new, welcome to the family. The Savings Minus Debt family, the SMD family, welcome. We all welcome you. Probably thinking how to be part of the family. Trust math and you're part of the family. When it comes to your money, if you always trust math under any circumstances, you're part of the SMD family. If you don't trust math, that means you're a slave. You can't be part of the SMD family. Not because we're preventing you from being part of the SMD family, since you don't trust math, you are preventing yourself from becoming part of the SMD family by not trusting math. Okay. Sorry, that's my ice water. Ice water helps me. I don't know. Helps coat my throat. I talk a lot, so it works better for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, like always, I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to get up in here and introduce myself, and then we're gonna get started on the title of this video. And it's gonna be this one's gonna be for well, it's always for slaves, but it's also for conscious slaves. And yeah, it's just like for the future, because I'm gonna share something with you that's slaves can't see. If you're a slave, you won't be able to you won't be able to understand what I'm talking about, but if you pull out your calculator, you will. All right. If it, when I what I'm going to talk about, it's gonna baffle you, right? Because you won't understand. But again, I promise you, if you pull out your calculator and put in the numbers and things that I'm talking about and hit equal, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. But until then, you won't. Okay. What's up, No Country? What's going on? Gonna get started in about 30 seconds or so. As you guys can see, I love what I do. This is my passion. This is my purpose. You know how when you're in a debt matrix and people always say, hey, find your purpose. Well, not many people say that, but you don't really pay attention to those people because you jumble it all up in one thing. But when somebody comes across and says to you, find your purpose, the best thing I can say to you is you got to quiet the noise, because there's a lot of noise around you. Slave chitter chatter. That's why you can't really hear, like, really predict your financial future. What business should you go in that's going to be successful, blah, blah, blah. It's really hard to see because there's a lot of slave chitter chatter. You can't, but you don't know that when you live in the debt matrix and you don't know you live there and you don't know you're a slave, and you're really not going to be able to see it. So, all right, let me go ahead and get started here. And by introduction, let me put this up here. My name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where slaves live. And there's two kinds of slaves. There's unconscious slaves and conscious slaves. All right. The unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. All right. Let me give you an example. Unconscious slaves believe they are homeowners with 30-year mortgages. Okay. If an unconscious slave just puts in their calculator their mortgage payment minus the mortgage balance and hit equal, they will clearly see that they're not a homeowner according to mathematics. All right. But they don't know that. So that is what makes them unconscious. Conscious slaves came to the SMD channel and could hear what I'm saying, because there is no other channel like this on YouTube. I promise you that. Okay. I don't even have to look. Now you're probably thinking, how come you don't have to look? Because I can see something that you guys can't see because you're slaves. That's how I know there is no other channel on YouTube like this one. All right. So they found this channel and they're like, oh shit, I'm a slave. And then they doing whatever it takes to get out of debt now. They're having 2 jobs, working 60, 70 hours. But to you, slave, you think they're working that many hours because you do on a normal basis. You believe it's okay to work 40 plus hours a week so you can get overtime money. Only slaves think like that. Conscious slaves are doing it so they can get out of debt fast. All right, that's the difference. Conscious slaves, right? And then once you cross over, you become pretty much what's called an alien. What an alien really is, financially speaking, of course, what an alien really is a person that does everything the opposite of the majority. All right. So there are millions of people that finance cars. We don't. That's trillions of dollars. Okay. There's trillions of dollars in student loan debt. We don't have student loan debt. There's trillions of dollars in credit card debt. We don't have credit card debt. That's what an alien is. We just do the opposite now. Most of the aliens don't say shit to slaves because you guys are really irritating. You guys just come back with stuff that don't, we try to tell you with mathematics and you come back with your feelings about how you feel about mathematics. So it's irritating. So we just stop because it doesn't make any sense. Like if I told you 1 + 1 = 2 and you said, well, I don't feel like it should be that. See how that sounds? That's how it sounds to us when you talk like that with your money. Just like that. If you said, oh, well, I don't really feel that well that 1 + 1 = 2. That really, really bothers me. See how that doesn't make any sense? Math doesn't care how you feel about it, especially in money. All right. You cross over, you're free. You cross over, you realize, you wake up and you're like, oh shit, one day I'm gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna die. So what does that automatically mean? Time is the most valuable thing on earth. Time. You notice how slaves will mix wealth, rich and wealthy together? Those are 2 separate words for a reason. Wealthy people own it. This is what you guys don't know in the debt matrix. Forget about the money for a second. The wealthy own the time in their life. They own the time in their life. You guys don't. Out of 7 days of the week, your employer owns 5 and you maybe own 2, Saturday and Sunday. Maybe. Right there by default, you could just look at the week and say, oh shit, I don't own the time of my life. No, it's obvious. Look. But again, even with me saying that, you won't understand what I mean. You still won't. And it doesn't matter because it must be that way. What's up, Andre, Mosman, Wayman, Beauty Jock? Now, I want to make sure it's clear too. The financial system is beautiful. I swear to God, it's like a Picasso painting. Nothing's a mystery. There's no tricking anybody. It's so good that it's hidden in plain sight, right in your face. All you got to do is trust math and you'll win. That's it. That's how you win with money. That's it. But on the same note, it's a superpower. It's a financial fucking superpower. Millions of people, millions, have no idea this information that SMD provides even exists. You can point half of them to this channel. They'll be like, what the hell is he talking about? It must be that way. I want you guys to understand this is what makes it a superpower. I can say something out in the open and slaves still won't have no clue of what I'm talking about. And I'm just talking about grade school math. I'm not talking about anything fancy. Nothing. Now, lately, we're going to move on to the title. Now, lately, I think outside the debt matrix. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys, slaves, something that you just can't see because you're slaves, right? Lately, I've been thinking, why are they accelerating the creation of slaves? It's almost like overkill. They're trying to create a lot of slaves in a short amount of time. Now, I've been thinking, I'm like, damn, okay, why are they doing that? Why are they Why do they want to create them so fast? And so I'm thinking it maybe this is how it works at the beginning of a new economy because you you guys slaves, you guys really don't understand the significance of this time right now. You don't even really get it. Any of you even listening to this broadcast will not be a lot. Well, if you're really, really young, but you you won't see this happen again in your lifetime. This time right now will not happen. This is the beginning of a new economy. Brand new, brand new. So I'm thinking, all right, the only reason I'm thinking that the purpose of this accelerated creation of slaves is to make a whole bunch of them now because and bury them really, really deep, right? To where they can't, it's going to take them at least that long to even wake up and find out something's wrong, right? Because they started now, bury whoever's in this time right now. They'll carry that debt, pass that shit down to their kids because their kids are not going to know any difference. You know, this information is coming from the parents, but they don't really understand that it's the wrong programmed information, right? Bury them so deep. And by the time evolution happens, like evolution, everything changes faster, better, bigger, whatever, right? That nothing can prevent that. It's going to change. If you accept that, you understand that, right? But the only thing that doesn't evolve because it doesn't need to evolve is mathematics. It never evolves because it doesn't have to. It's irrelevant. Evolution is irrelevant to it. Time is irrelevant to it. It doesn't care what time it is. It doesn't care what happens, how time changes. It will always be the same. That's the only constant. Slaves have no idea of that. So if they bury them so deep, it will last about 80 years, 80 to 100 years. You better believe that. Now, you slaves are probably thinking, what do you mean bury us? All right, make sure you pull out your calculator because that's the only way you're going to be able to see it. Hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth cannot help you because you don't know what I'm saying exists. You don't even know. And remember, everything I say, it does exist because I can prove it with mathematics. First, the acceleration of getting you guys, most of you slaves, locked into houses when there's an imminent housing market crash coming. You can't even see it coming. You can't even see it coming. Then you refinance. Hey, maybe you should refinance your house so you can have cushion to get you through these hard times. That's exactly what you're going to do. And what you're going to do, you're going to borrow the money from the bank to give it right back to them. You think you're surviving with no money of your own. That's impossible. You can't survive on no money of your own. That's impossible. And it's just going to bury you. You just did. And then I was thinking, why would they pull their student loan debt off of their credit reports? I was like, that is weird. Why would they do that? And then I thought about it. The credit score is going to go up, and then their debt to income ratio, the debt is going to go down, giving them more room to be approved for what? More debt. And that's what slaves do. Now they're getting approved for houses and cars. They're like, and this is what the slaves thinking. Oh my God, I better hurry up before they put them student loan debt back on. Man. Mm, mm, mm. And if you're hearing this and you're shocked and you did it, that's exactly what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to hurry up and go bury yourself even deeper. And then come September, guess what? They're going to put the student loans right back on your credit report. They're not going anywhere. You know how deep in debt you're going to be? You're going to be so deep and you're going to be there for generations. You're going to be in there for generations. If you're one of those, if you thought you were a homeowner, you refinanced your house and using that money to survive, that's exactly what they wanted you to do, slaves. Exactly. So I'm thinking, with this debt, house debt, student debt. That's you guys will be doing this for at least a century before things start to change. 80 to 100 years, evolution happens and everything has to change. It has to. Because if it didn't change with evolution, it would collapse. We can't have you slaves seeing stuff. After a while, some slaves might try to wake up. Hey, man, something's wrong. How come we don't own shit? And that cannot happen. That cannot happen. Reset. Boom. Start it back up. I'm like, I mean, they got the pedal to the metal. They're creating slaves so fast. Oh my God, so fast. With cars, stimulus checks. I mean, they are burying you guys. I mean, they're not okay. Let me stop saying that. They're not burying you. You are burying yourself. Mm. I mean, it's like you going down a steep hill on a snow sled. Oh man. And let me tell you something. If you young, if you're in your 20s, okay, you're closer to elementary school than everybody else. Yet you haven't quite buried yourself like the people that are older than you. You're not quite there. If you're listening to this information, I promise you, if you pay attention to the words that are coming out of my mouth, you will have a financial superpower in your pocket. Financially, nobody will be able to fuck with you. Nobody. And they won't even know how they're not able to fuck with you. It's crazy. They won't even know. Even if you told them, "Hey, I'm just good in finances because I trust math." They won't have a clue of what do you mean? I trust math too. No, you don't. You're a slave. Slaves obviously don't trust math. That's why they're a slave. You you're a slave by choice. You're choosing to be a slave. If you finance the cell phone in your hand that you're maybe listening this to, you're a slave. Only a slave would finance a cell phone. Do you understand? You got to ask yourself, I've been working all my life and I can't even afford to buy a phone in cash. No, why is that, slave? Do you guys know how fast they're creating you? You you get deep in debt, you have not a clue. You could ask a slave, "Hey, you know how much debt you're in?" "Nope." "Do you care?" And you know what they'll say? "Nope." They don't understand. They're saying, "I don't care about being a slave. Who cares? Everybody around me is." That's exactly what they're saying. Check. You just check that box exactly according to plan. Thank you, slave. You learn this at a young age. Oh, you're gonna be different. Yeah. You got to keep your mouth shut. Can't talk to nobody about it because the majority of slaves, they'll have no idea what you're talking about. That's why I have this particular service that people pay me a monthly fee to talk to me about their experiences in this world that they never knew existed. Because they will have nobody else to talk to. I mean, if they come to the S&B family, come into the Discord server and stuff like that, but like be excited that they paid off car or they got a property in cash or whatever. You can't share that with a slave. So we talk. But put it this way, if you're in your 20s and you ain't never been married before, you ain't had no kids yet, and you understand this process right here, this what I'm telling you, you won't have to worry about divorce, child support, getting in court and fighting for the rights to the kids. You know why? Because you'll never marry a slave. You will never legally tie yourself to a slave. You most definitely will never biologically tie yourself to a slave. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. You get out of here and you'll see everything I'm seeing right now, how fast they're creating slaves. All your friends that you're seeing on social media, they're lying. You see the vacations they're buying, holding up. We're homeowners. No, they're not. They're not. They're not. I promise you, they're not. There are millions of people out of work. You think somebody's lying on social media? Okay, I promise you. It's not what you see. It's like look at social media like a TV commercial. Right? You have to. They're just showing you what they want to show you. With the with those people on social media that don't know, one look at their personal credit report will tell me everything about them. Everything. It will tell me everything. Oh, okay. What you're showing is a lie. Oh, you're not really that good with money. Why? You got this on your credit report. Slaves don't know a credit report is when you're out of debt, it's blank. It's not nothing to look at. It's just one page with a bunch of zeros saying you owe nobody, nothing. But what you slaves don't know, your credit report is is what it really is. It's an owner's ledger. It's not anything to be proud of. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Those when you log into your credit report, those are a list of your owners. Those are the people that have stock in you. They each own a piece of you. If you're in your 20s, look at all the people around you and ask them and ask people. First, you start with people with 10 years older than you. Okay. Ask them, do you got student loan debt? And then you ask somebody 20 years older than you. Hey, you still have student loan debt? And then ask somebody that's 30 years older than you. Do you still have student loan debt? They're all going to say yes. Don't let that be you. Because that's how student loan debt is really how slaves are created. That's the biggest way to create slaves. Get them into a debt that they can't. The only way to get out is that you have to pay back every single penny. And if you are a slave that believes that you'll never pay back your student loan debt, guess what? You're going to die a slave. And if you're in the 20s and you're hearing me say this, don't let that be you. You better not. You better motherfucking not, because you're gonna die a slave too. You don't want that. They will never, ever be able to explain the feeling that I'm trying to explain to you once you own yourself. If you have student loan debt, you cannot own yourself. Ever. You will kill it in the finance. You'll kill it in the stock market. You'll see what the stock market is really made of. It's made up of people, slaves. You see that stock market they see on TV? That's an illusion. That's nothing's there. It's just numbers going across screen. Some analyst that the news put people. Hey, talk about this because you went to this school and you got a doctorate in that. And they'll believe you. Slaves will believe any fucking thing. The stock market is made of you. How do I know this? Log into your credit report. Are the companies in there in your list? Are they part of the stock market? Yeah, they have stock in you. Do you get it? You can't see that though. It doesn't matter. But again, if you're in your 20s, hey man, the financial world is yours. Just don't get caught up in this acceleration of slaves. There are slaves. Don't get caught up listening to the news. Listen to other slaves talking about, hey, the president might get rid of student loan debt. No, he's not. Stop it. What it really is, they just throw that out there and see how many of you slaves beg for it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's throw that out there and see how many slaves beg for it. Ooh, millions. Yeah, we got a pretty tight grip. Thank you for showing us, slaves, but we're not getting rid of student loan debt. Sorry, we just want to test our strength. And you guys come back begging? Oh yeah, you are definitely slaves. Definitely. You have to beg for shit. You just got to pay it off. Student loan debt is going nowhere. And then you're young and you hear that and you hear other slaves saying that, and then you go ahead and jump into school because you're going to think that they're going to forgive them. You got to stop. When you hear that kind of nonsense, you got to stop, turn to the source and say, do you have student loan debt? When they say yes, that's why they're telling you that student loan debt information, that that the president might get rid of it. They're saying that because they're slaves to student loan debt. People like me and people like me that don't have student loan debt, we don't even listen to that. Who cares if he says that? So what? That has nothing to do with me. I don't care. I don't have student loan debt because I paid it off. You guys with student loan debt, man, do you guys know? Do you know how, especially if you finance something, why that student loan debt was not on your credit report? Do you know how deep in fucking debt you're going to be when it comes back on your credit report in September? You're going to be buried so deep. Mm. You can forget about ever owning a house, ever. You can't own a house with student loan debt. That's impossible. Now, if you step on the outside of it, if they didn't allow you guys to finance houses with student loan debt, the housing market wouldn't exist because it couldn't exist. The housing market cannot exist without you, slaves. By choice, you are choosing to be slaves. You're choosing it. And you guys are getting created by the millions fast, oh so fast. And you see all you got to do is just pay attention to the infrastructure around you. They're preparing for what you're about to do next. Storage places going up like hotcakes. Fucking gigantic apartment complexes are being built all over the damn place. Why is that? Because you guys are about to get kicked out of those houses. See ya. The only ones that don't know it are you. Your eyes are fixated on Bitcoin. Shit that doesn't even exist. Bitcoin doesn't exist. You guys are the Bitcoin. You guys, you're the Bitcoin. Bitcoin couldn't exist without you. You see those numbers that whoever puts those numbers in there, and then you're going to take that stimulus money, hence stimulus check, stimulate the economy. You're going to take that money. You're going to be like, hey, this stimulus check, and I'm telling you, this is what you're going to do. This stimulus check ain't enough to pay shit. I might as well throw it into Bitcoin, quadruple my money, whatever you're thinking in your brain, and then take that money out and then pay your bills. No, you're not, slave. No, you're not. But you're going to put that money in there. That's exactly what they want you to do, slaves. You're doing it to yourself. You're doing it, and you're gonna be buried so deep. Oh, mm. When I think about it, man, especially at my age, 51, right? And if you're around my age, 40s, 50s, ooh, this move right here is like checkmate. Oh man, you're gonna be buried so deep. Ooh. And then when they put that layer of student loan debt back on top of it, like the icing on the cake, oh, mm, mm. There goes a century, and they're gonna put that cake in the oven. It's gonna bake for a fucking 80 years. Sure is. It's gonna bake for 80 years. Soon as evolution kicks in and maybe some slaves start waking up, and then they're gonna switch it on you, get you started right all over again. I mean, and then they bury you with them Parent Plus loans. Oh, isn't it, man? It's like a parent that's buried in student loan debt, and then they feel guilty about not having money for their kid, and then they go out and get a Parent Plus loan. You might as well be putting nails in the motherfucking coffin, your financial coffin. Mm. Oh man, I feel man, I you guys don't even understand because once you're free and you own the time in your life, and then you think back, what you can not think back. I can see now. Okay, so it's not now I can see, and then I think about what's about to happen to you, slave, for the next 80 years. Man, oh man, check and mate. You ain't lying, Andre. Flawless victory. It's like it's not even fair. It's not. I swear, it's not even. It doesn't even seem fair, but it is. It's like when I look now, I look like, you mean that stock market was fake the whole time? Yes, it was, LJ. It's not even real. They don't, I mean, it's real, but the slaves don't know they are the stock. You think that it's like somebody's telling me, you think slaves are going to take the time to understand what those numbers are that roll down the bottom? We'll just make up some shit. We call it ticker tape, something, something. They'll never research it anyway. Just say it, whatever. The fuck, it doesn't mean anything. And then just put a whole bunch of graphs and numbers and up there, and make it go up and down, and they'll be so confused they won't have no idea, so they'll just invest anyway because it looks like it's doing something. You slaves believe anything. None of that stuff means anything. You guys are the stock. Do you understand? Without you, that fake screen stuff couldn't exist without you. They're just killing the game. It's like, I mean, I think, what are they I mean, okay, I believe they're just preparing for nothing. They're just preparing for the next century, 80 to 100-year century. Right now, they're stacking a whole bunch of slaves. You guys are going to be so confused and in debt. It's going to take you 80 years at least to start figuring that out. Your grandkids are going to start waking up and be like, hey, wait a minute. We've been living here. We've been living here in this same house for 50 years, but we still making mortgage payments. They're going to be like, okay, wait a minute. Something doesn't make sense. And then that new economy, and it just knocks them out. Oh, shit. And then bury them and just bury you. You guys don't realize that's a lot. When you're in the debt matrix, they were all other slaves, and these are slaves. They tell you debt is just part of life. Let me tell you something. I'm here to tell you that is not true. That's not true. That's not true. You don't have to live in debt. You don't. Understand this, but if you choose to, you will be a slave until you're dead. Only slaves live in debt. Why? Because they owe something to someone, some entity. When you're born, you're assigned a number. This is your participation card. Your social security number, that's your participation card in the United States of America. You can't play unless you have that. So you see these things, you probably think, oh, what is that for? Nobody really questions it. That's your participation card. Okay, step two. You see this paper? You see this green piece of paper? Yeah, this is the only type of paper you can use here in the US. Do you understand? What'll happen if I don't? What happened if I try to create my own? We will take away the time in your life, something that you can never get back. You do know you're gonna die, right? Yeah. You don't want to lose that, do you? No. So you only lose this green piece of paper. Okay, cool. And don't try to copy it. Well, you only make that $100 bill for under 20 cents. How come it's $100 worth to me? To me, why are you telling me it's 100 now when you made it for just under 20 cents? That doesn't mean to you, only to slaves. You do see that it's worth 20 cents, right? We made it for 20 cents, right? Yeah. Slaves can't see that. So the very thing that you can see that we made it for 20 cents means you understand how it works. So does it look like it's applying to you? No. Keep it that way and you'll be rich. Wow, man. 30 years is a long time to buy a house. Do you really think it takes 30 years of your life to pay off one house? If you believe that, that's your problem. It doesn't take 30 years to pay off one house. That's for slaves. Slaves believe that. So I'm thinking after this mortgage crash, the biggest one you'll ever fucking see in this century, it's about to be so big, it's a tidal wave. It's a tsunami coming. You know, it's so funny when you see these movies, they always put like some Poindexter dude, like he's just super smart guy that did. No, it ain't nothing. That's all that is bullshit. Those movies, that's bullshit. You guys are about to be all kicked out of your houses. You guys are going to fill up all those apartment complexes, and those apartment complexes are going to financially abuse you because they're going to know you have no choice. You have no choice. One, they're going to see your credit report, and they know what they're going to be able to do to you. They know what they're going to be fees and all this stuff. Man, they're going to kill you guys. And then all the people that understand how it works, that licking their chops, once you guys are all kicked out, they're going to swoop in and they're going to create generational wealth for the next 80 to 100 years. Yes, they are. It's too many of you guys. You guys are taking up too much prime real estate. Get off the board. This housing market crash coming. They're about to kick you off the board. See ya. Get to the sideline. Get to the apartment complexes. Get to the food delivery jobs. Hey, get to that. Clear off the board, and then they're gonna come in and clean house, baby. Generational wealth, baby. Real estate. When you're out of debt, you don't give a shit about the taxes. Why? Because you guys are paying their taxes. It doesn't matter how much taxes are in any place of the country. Oh, they're higher here, lower here. It don't matter because you guys are paying them. So people that understand money don't care about how much taxes are there on the land because you guys are paying them. How are you paying them? By being a slave. Put it this way, slave. If you have student loan debt, everything you buy has to be financed because you have no money. Everything is financed. Whether you, even if you had the cash, listen, even if you had the cash to pay for something, you're still financing it because the cash in your hand is not yours because you are in student loan debt. And I mean, hey man, I mean this, man. They are creating slaves so motherfucking fast right now. I mean, fast, super fast. Slaves don't have a clue. They think they're having the time of their life. They just buying shit, getting a low interest rate, got the stimulus money, got the income tax money. You guys don't have a clue of what's happening. And when it all stops, when the people with money pull all their money out of Bitcoin and you guys find out you ain't left for shit, and then the student loans come back on, and then you're deeper in debt, mortgage payments and new car payments and all this, you're going to be like, what the? Yeah, yeah, yep. And you'll be like, there's no way out of this. And man, and then guess what? You're going to think that is part of life. It is what it is, whatever it is. What have that attitude. It is what it is. Exactly where they want you. What's up, reigning woman? Let's see. You guys been talking for a minute. Shoot. I got it. What's up, E-Man? Oh, shoot. Fud Man, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Please explain how the stimulus check is detrimental. I didn't say the stimulus check was detrimental. Not at all. The stimulus check, that's all pluses. That's all pluses, baby. What's up, Jewel? Young Grump, what's going on? Dave Sincere. Man, I've been talking for a minute. Oh, yeah, 30, about 40 minutes. What's up, Scout? What's going on? Alex? Al says, my boss treats me very well because he knows I don't have a wife, kids, or mortgage. Yes. They know the difference. I promise you. Your energy is different. If you haven't, because I'm not saying once you get out of debt, don't have a job. That's, hey man, I promise you, once you get out of debt, your whole life is going to change. So that's the only thing I can tell you. But most definitely, if you have a job while you're out of debt, your job, you're going to change at your job. First of all, if you hate your job and you get out of debt, you're going to quit your job. Okay. Because people that are not in debt don't work at places they don't like. That's just automatic. But if you're at a job, and you get out of debt that you like, you're going to start identifying all the places that you've been working for free. You're going to, if you answer phone calls after work, or if you answer text messages, work emails, that's all free because they're not paying you to do that. You're doing that on your own. Okay. Because if they're paying you 40 hours, you work from 8 to 5. That's it. You don't be bringing home laptops and phones and stuff. There is no reason to bring that stuff home because they're not paying you for that. All that stops. Okay. And they're going to think it's weird. Hey, man, I sent you an email last night. How come you didn't answer? Why would you send me an email? We get off at 5, right? What time did you say you sent that email? 7. Why would I be looking at work email at 7? They're going to think that's weird. They're going to be like, what do you mean? Especially if you had been doing it before and all of a sudden you just stop. Okay. Dark man. Exactly, Jewel. That is exactly true. Young Grump says, my stem hit, I'm going to the dealership and wait for 5 hours to get more debt. That's exactly what they're doing. That's why when you see stimulus check sales, who do you think they're talking to when they're talking about stimulus check sales? Slaves. Al says people need to remember the average salary in America is 30,000. That tells you everything you need to know about American. But what's crazy is this is what slaves don't understand. They hear $30,000 a year, they believe what they see on TV. Hey, poverty is this. If you make X amount, you're considered poverty. They never once question says, according to who? Who said that I'm in poverty if I make $30,000 a year? Who said that? The TV? If you're out of debt, $30,000 is good if you have no debt. Okay, so don't believe what you see on TV. Okay. Oh wow, just closed this solar deal, 10,000 turn up. Wow, sure is. Congratulations, Nick. Congratulations. I just saw a cat and his girl with a new house. He said grown up or something similar to that. I could possibly assume that they didn't buy it. Oh no, they didn't buy it cash. No, no. And when you hear people like that on social media that talk like that, I guarantee you whatever mortgage they have is a subprime mortgage, FHA. So next time you see that, or if you know a person, or you know your friends are getting houses, this is what I want you to ask them. Hey, what type of mortgage did you get? They're going to say, if they say FHA, VA, first time home buyers program, those are slave mortgages. Only slaves will get those type of mortgages. Okay. Thanks for another live stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome. Andre says, student debts are the foundation that all others stand on. That is why it cannot be bankrupt. Sure is. And who are we standing on? Slaves. Oh, yeah, people still waiting for the student loan forgiveness. That's never happening. That's never, ever happening. I didn't qualify for the stimulus check. I made more than 80,000 last year, but 85% of Americans qualify for the latest. That's how poor. Well, there's two ways to look at that, okay? Just because you there's some people that can qualify for it and they're not poor. Okay, I'm a promise you that. Okay, there's some people that qualify for it that are not poor. Once you're out of debt, you'll understand this. Okay, so just don't think that the people that qualify for stimulus checks are broke people. Okay, that's not true. All right, I'm just make sure that's clear. Damn, my stimmy hit is lit. I'm collecting stimulus checks in market. Silly rabbits tricks are for slaves. Bitcoin doesn't exist for slaves. No, it sure doesn't. Bitcoin doesn't exist for slaves. Imagine this is what cryptocurrency is. Okay. I want you guys to understand something outside of debt majors. It's like gambling in Vegas, but you control everything. The only real competition for people to understand who's going to make the most money in cryptocurrency. It's not a question of are you going to make money? Who's going to make the most money? And usually the people with the most money to spend like that are going to make the most money because the odds are in their favor, but they know. slaves buying Bitcoin are the Bitcoin. Yes, you guys are. Bitcoin couldn't exist without you, slaves. Okay, here. I know you guys don't understand this, but so I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down, literally break it down. And all you got to do is follow this, okay? Now, let me see something. Let me see what is value at right now. 1 second. Let me see. So we can use real time stats. Okay. I'm looking at Bitcoin right now, and it says it's almost at 55,000. We're gonna keep now round numbers. I'm gonna round it up. It's almost at $55,000 a Bitcoin. Now, if they didn't break down Bitcoin and they only sold each Bitcoin for $55,000, how many of you slaves think you could participate in Bitcoin? None. You have no money. So you can't. So what they do is break it down in Bitcoin crumbs. So you guys see the big number, but you're buying a crumb of it. For some reason, you guys tie 50,000, 55,000 to the money you enter, which is not even real. You guys are buying Bitcoin crumbs. But if they didn't break it down in Bitcoin crumbs, Bitcoin couldn't exist because you guys couldn't put your money in there. You guys couldn't put money in there. But what you guys don't know is money doesn't exist for you. So everything you invest is borrowed. So what you're really doing, you're borrowing the bank's money, you're putting it in. I'm trying to follow it. I'm trying to follow as I'm looking at it. You're putting it in, but you guys I got to write that out. I got to write that out. It's crazy, man. It's the amazing. It's just amazing on what I've seen people buy new vehicles along with having a mortgage and with student loans. I'm asking, where is that money coming from? And they refinance their house and that's amazing too. They really believe. Okay, now walk through it. And this is amazing programming. Okay, they make a slave has no money. So they believe if they borrow the money for a house, they now believe the house is theirs, but they had no money to buy it in the first place. It's just I mean, that type of programming, and then they say, okay, we're going to also make them believe it takes 30 years to pay off one, which they never will. They'll never do that. But because how do they know that they'll never pay off that house? Because they believe it took 30 years to pay off one. If you believe that, they already know you're not going to pay off the house because that's not true. So if you sign paperwork saying, hey, I believe it's going to take 30 years to pay off this house at this interest rate, they have you because they know you're not going to ever pay it off. You're going to refinance it, take out more money, resetting the clock. Half the slaves don't know the clock resets once you refinance the house. You go right back to 30 again. It's just, man. And then they refinance the house. Hey, the bank calls them and say, hey, you have equity in your house. All they got to do is this is not my house. What do you mean? But since they believe it's theirs, they're borrowing it at an interest rate, but they believe the money's theirs. It's just absolutely amazing. And then they use the money to stay afloat. They pay their mortgage and their car payments with the money they borrow from the bank, giving the money, right? Oh man, it's just it's like a well-oiled, just a circle. LJ, I had a physical and my blood pressure was pretty much normal. I can almost guarantee becoming debt free played a big major Yeah, because you have no stress. The key, I swear to God, this came to me. The keys to better health: less stress and more rest. How do I know this? Because I live it. Two things, because stress is real. Everybody can feel stress. Slaves don't believe stress exists because they can't touch it or feel it, but you can feel it throughout your body. You can feel stress. They say it every day. Hey, what you doing? Oh man, I'm stressed. Everybody says it. All the slaves say it, but they don't realize stress is bad on your body. It's horrible. It's horrible. It consumes your brain. It has to, because if it can knock you on your ass, put you to sleep, give you headaches, that seems pretty real to me. The two keys to better health: less stress and more rest. Two things slaves they cannot do. Why can't they do it? They have to work so many hours. You can't work 60, 70 hours and get good rest. That's impossible. You can never sleep that good. And then the sleep they do get, guess what? It's either rushed or stressed, because they're so stressed about their bills, they can't get a good night's sleep. Do you know what it feels like to go to sleep without a care in the world? How many people do you think can go to sleep? I can't describe to you what kind of sleep that is, when you can go to sleep thinking about and worrying about nothing. But I also think the opposite. If it's the opposite and you're stressed and worried about shit, you can't sleep good. And I put it this way. I always tell people this, okay? This is important. We have to sleep as human beings. We have to. For some reason, you can't explain it. I don't know why I have to sleep at night. It's clear that my body says you have to sleep at night. And we need you asleep. We need you unconscious to do what we need to do. That's what your body says to you. We need you to be unconscious so we can do. It's almost the same as doctors when they put you in an induced coma or something. Nobody ever questions, hey, why they do that? You mean something needs to be done to where no brain activity? So what our bodies do, it puts on a movie, just like when you go to the dentist's office, so you could just shut up and be still. That's called a dream. They say, hey, put that fucking movie on over there. I don't know, whatever they've been thinking about all day, put that movie up there, and then they play it. And while you're watching that movie, you're unconscious. So they can do. Imagine if you don't, every year after year after year, you don't give your body what it needs to whatever the fuck it's doing that you need to be unconscious for it to do, and you don't give it to it. Can you imagine how your body's going to be? And then you're feeding it bad. That's just the mental shit I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the food. I'm not even talking about the food. That's not even here yet. I don't have any of that in my life. Any of it. Ty City said, I just heard somebody say this morning that Wall Street is a newsroom theater set. It probably is. It might as well be. And you gotta be careful about the people telling that, because they're talking about something that they'll never ever see ever. They won't even go to Wall Street, let alone walk in to see something. All of it, man. If we did, why do you think slaves don't show each other their credit reports? Why do you think that is? They'll tell you all day about their credit score if it's good, right? But they won't say, hey, look at my personal credit report. None of them share. They don't share it with each other. You know why? Because they've been programmed not to. They're too ashamed to show each other, because that'll show the real them. They will never ever show their personal credit reports to each other like I will. I logged in live on mine. I logged in live on my Credit Karma. Go find another YouTube channel person that's going to do it or has done it. Go find one. You won't. Would you say, if we didn't already know we're helping us in good spirit, you sound happy about eating a slice of of worm slave cake, man? It's like people are begging to be no, they're not begging to be enslaved. They don't know that they're doing it. They're right now, slaves are running on clear fear. They're running on fear right now. They're just making fear moves. They're doing fear things. When fear, this is another program, and I can attest to this, okay? Fear is not made to be feared. It's not fear it knows how to get your attention, but we interpret it as something that you're supposed to be running from, because it knows how to get our attention. What fear is false evidence appearing real. It's trying to get your attention. It's like, hey, I'm trying to show you something. If you just do what I'm trying to tell you to do, you'll be able to move to the next whatever that is. But if you don't, I'm going to keep coming back. I'm not going anywhere. 99% of people will think you're talking crazy, but I see it. Once housing is paid off, what expenses do people really have? Food and utilities. Exactly. Food, utilities, taxes, they're cheap. That's it. You know how cheap that is? And then when you go from using the time in your life getting paid hourly, you know what I'm saying? And then you create a business, you are no longer using the time in your life to make money. That's the goal. First you transition, first right now you have a job, so you're actually using the time in your life to earn money, and then you make the transition, you create a successful business, and then all of a sudden the scale starts to tip. You're not using the time in your life to create money, right? And then eventually you won't use any of the time. That's the goal. But first, you must own yourself. You The laws of mathematics say this: if you don't own yourself, you cannot own the time in your life. You can't. That's impossible. Buy 401k. Man, they take away that, man. The people, put it this way: if they take away the 401k, and the people that are debt free, that are working, it's gonna make it's gonna send their minds into okay. All right. It's time to do something. If they take away that, because that's a big old tax break. If you know, it's a big. But if they pull that out, they're like, oh shoot, okay, now I won't be able to drop my annual income by that much. Oh, okay. You're forcing me to create something. I get it. Okay. Because the reason why he's saying bye bye 401k, because most of you guys are going to have delivery jobs, and then you're going to have 1099s. So they don't need no 401k anymore, because you guys are going to be taking care of your own stuff. Everything: insurance, taxes, whatever, retirement plans, whatever. They trying to turn America into a nation of renters. Uh, Yeah, they're clearing the real estate board right now. They're clearing all the people that thought they were homeowners. They're clearing all the people that took out second mortgages to open up to buy a rental property. It doesn't make any sense. Those guys, all you guys are being cleared. Yes, if you took out a second mortgage to get a rental property, you're about to be cleared from the board. You probably already know that by now. You are the only. We can see it. You think we can't see it. We can see it. You're about to be cleared off the board, and the people that are waiting on the sidelines with money, that understand, they're about to create generational wealth. You better believe that. They're going to swoop in, buy the houses, and guess who's going to be renting them? You guys are, because you won't be able to buy any houses of your own. So you're going to keep up the facade. Some slaves are going to do this. To keep up the facade, they're going to rent a house. And then they're going to say it's their house. They're going to lie to all their friends and family. Oh, this is our house, blah, 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 when it's not. Storage units, highest return. Sure is, man. Storage units are going to go through the roof. Oh, man, you guys don't even get that. I don't know if there's any public storage places on the stock market, but man, they're about to go through the roof. Believe that. Hedge funds and companies like Zillow are swooping in and buying entirely new built subdivisions, and they're only renting them. It's happening big time here in Atlanta and other parts of. Oh yeah, that's clear to see. See, slaves don't pay attention to the big boys, right? They don't pay attention to what the big companies do. Like I remember. I always tell this story. In Seattle, there was an area called the CD, the Central District, which was mostly black, right? All the years growing up, it was mostly black. Till one day, out of the blue, they planted a Starbucks in the middle of the hood. Now, back then, coffee and stuff like that was, for the white people or whatever. That I'm just saying something that was programmed in my brain. Okay, that was a program. Okay, But anyway, that's what I was programmed to think. Oh, Starbucks was white people, whatever, right? And then they planted one right in the middle of the hood. I was like, what? And I was young too. And I didn't really understand. But I thought everybody was thinking like I did. But I was a kid. And I said, why would they put a Starbucks right here in the middle of the hood? That doesn't make any sense. And then all of a sudden, 10 years later, 15 years later, now I understand. Big high-rise buildings around it, everything. And guess where the Starbucks is at? Right in the middle of four, and this is on a four-corner thing. Starbucks is on a corner. The other three corners are big high-rise buildings, and Starbucks is on a corner on itself, right in front of the high-rise buildings. You don't think they knew that? Yes, they did know that. They knew that 10, 15, 20 years ahead of time. But who I am today, that would have been obvious. If I was somewhere and I see a Starbucks getting planted, okay, Starbucks says something's coming. That's a sign. You think they would just be putting it here just to be being nice or oh yeah, see, we're with black people too. Look, no, baby, no. That's when you start adding color and feelings, that's a problem. That's a price. It's just business. Stimulus checks increase the debt, which increase our income. Fudman says, if you don't have debt and you're looking to rent, you want to be affected, right? No, that's only for slaves. Put it this way: you have to pay to live. You have to pay to live somewhere. Okay, so if I'm debt free and I'm renting, I'm getting something for my rent. I have a roof over my head. I have a place to take a bath. To put my food. I, there's no place to live for free. The only way I'm gonna live for free is if I buy my own shit. But until I buy my own shit, I have to rent. That's not a choice. So when you hear slaves fighting over rent versus mortgage, slaves don't know they're talking about the same thing. The only thing they're really saying is that people with rent, they know they're renting from a landlord. People with mortgages don't realize they're renting from the bank. They just don't understand that. Slaves don't know if your student loans are older than your mortgage, that's impossible for you to ever own a home. You cannot own a home because if you have a student loan, you don't even own yourself. How you going to own a home and you don't even own yourself? See, Andre, you know what your problem is, Andre? You think they can hear me. See, sometimes you forget. A secret? A secret? What secret? Did he tell a secret in there? I don't know. Did I tell a secret? I don't know. The people that got in early and stayed in are the one who going to make the money. Oh, talking about Bitcoin? Yeah. Hell, Bitcoin is too risky for the average person. If you have issues to take your money out, there's no customer service number. It it's all risk, right? But if you're out of debt, put it this way: if you're not in debt and you understand how it really works, Bitcoin is not risky because Bitcoin is obvious. All right, it's total obvious. It's totally obvious. But if you're in debt, you don't if you don't know you're you if you don't know you're a slave and you're investing in Bitcoin, you don't understand that you are the Bitcoin. That's why it's risky for you. You're the Bitcoin because Bitcoin couldn't exist without you. Again, if they didn't break Bitcoin into Bitcoin crumbs for slaves to buy, Bitcoin wouldn't exist because it couldn't exist. No different when you go finance a car. If they didn't break the car down in payments, you guys couldn't buy the car. Do you understand? If they said, "Hey, we're only accepting cash for this car," guess what? You guys couldn't buy it. Okay? Bitcoin is on the same principle. Do you guys get it? The difference between Bitcoin and the car, at least you're driving away in something physical. Bitcoin doesn't even exist. Been a while since I've been out, but officially out of debt. Congratulations. Congratulations to you for sure. Ton of people pulling money out of their house, refinancing. Sure is. That's what they're doing. Hey man, we need a cushion. The bank says, we got your answer. You need a mattress? Oh yeah, here you go. Here's a bed of money, you guys. Here's a bed of money. And then when you guys, you come up to a because they slaves don't want to let go of their shit that got them in this that got them into play. They bank okay, put it this way. The banks know slaves don't want to let go of their shit that got them there in the first place. They don't want to let go of that shit. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna refinance their house and pay their car payments, their phone payments. They want to keep their credit good too. The banks know all this. They want to keep their credit score good, and then they're even going to make their payments back with the money that they borrowed. It's just man. You see how the slaves power the rat wheel? They don't know they're powering the wheel. They know they are the rat, the hamster, whatever, right? They just don't know what the wheel is made of. I just explained it to them. The wheel is made from you. That creates unconscious stress issues. Your body goes through stress factors even when you're not even thinking. No, it sure does. Young Grump says you're better off with a mortgage working at McDonald's compared to a lawyer who has a mortgage making a big salary. You're better off with a mortgage working at McDonald's compared to a lawyer who has a mortgage with a. I mean, mortgage is more. It don't really It doesn't really matter. It counts on if the person's in debt. That's all that matters. Oh, no mortgage. Okay, gotcha. Okay, no mortgage. Okay, true. That is true. That is very true. But your example, a high paid lawyer that's in double his salary in debt, living in a nice house, driving a car, he would drive up to McDonald's and kind of look down on a person uh, that's working at McDonald's, and that person at McDonald's could have no debt, which means they have more money than the person that slaves. But slaves don't know that. Slaves don't know that. Wait, you won't have to work at all if you have no debt. No, you still got to work. The only way you're not going to have to work, you have to create something. Jeremiah says things will be so expensive people wouldn't be able to buy a house. No, it really has nothing to do with being expensive. It's just slaves are going to be so deep in debt. It's not, because you got to remember, anytime you hear somebody say, "Ooh, that's expensive," you got to remember they can only be talking about themselves. If you ever hear somebody say that, "Ooh, that's expensive," they are telling you about their finances because that's the only finances they know about. Because another person can look at the same thing and say, "That's not really expensive." Trade jobs will make guys millionaires pretty soon, such as HVAC plumbers. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an open market for sure. Florida already has 6 of the top 10 foreclosure. Ooh, wow. Look at that. You paying for a service, LJ? I don't see nothing wrong with that. You're paying for a service, LJ. What do you call a broker that doesn't own their house? I don't know. Broker? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you're the Bitcoin. I'm gonna start hash. That's a good hashtag. You're the Bitcoin. Al says, buy a house, LJ. Rates aren't going to be this low forever. I know, right? They sure not. They're just, and so funny when they tell you things like that, they're telling you the truth. Buy it now, but it doesn't mean anything. You're like, okay, whatever. I don't care if they're not going to be this low forever. Yes, they will. They will be that again one day. Al says, that's why I've been saying, LJ, women in third world countries are wealthier than American women because they're not in debt. Oh, yeah. I believe that for sure. That's a fact. Put it this way. I always say this. I think, and tell me if you agree with me or not, Andre. 97%. I think there's like 97% of Americans are in debt. That's what I believe. That's what I truly believe. You got the link to the live or are about to leave soon. Link to what live? What are you talking about, young Grump? You got a link to the live, or you're about to leave. Oh, you talking about invite? Oh, okay, hold up. Okay, okay. There's the link. You need to jump on and ask a question or something like that. So there's the link. I be talking so much, I be forgetting. And I also keep forgetting. Here's my Cash App before somebody asks me. There you go. I always forget that. Now, what's up, man?
What's going on? You hear me very well?
I can hear you good.
Okay, yeah, my bad. I wasn't making sense because while you was talking, you was going back to the comments and like I had been saying stuff that was like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, you don't understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I was talking about yeah, the mortgage thing. That was a good example that you used about the guy who worked at McDonald's. He or her has no debt but work at McDonald's compared to a lawyer who is twice in debt due to their salary and they go to McDonald's to look down on that person. That was a perfect example.
Yeah, that's you know what's crazy too is that when slaves go to McDonald's, looking down on the McDonald's employee, the slaves don't know that they're financing whatever meal that they're buying at McDonald's. They're financing it.
Exactly. Makes perfect sense right there. And another thing I was about to tell you about was I meant like if you're in debt, you don't have to work. But yeah, I know that you have to create something. It has to be some type of service or product. It has to be something. Something. I don't know yet, but I know it has to be something where you could just let your money work for you. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you got in order to ever feel what it feels like to be free, you have to transition from using the time in your life to earn money to not using the time in your life. That's the goal, to never have to use the time in your life to earn money.
You know what? That's really what it should be saying. I think these people they ain't gonna tell you that actually, but these wealthy people, because it's right in our face. But they would say it like that, it'll change people thinking a lot. Like for instance, if you know these celebrity high financially free gurus or whatever, that just unleash their whole like operation. But it's not no secret because it's in front of our face.
Right. Even saying that the wealth, you know how slaves say, "Oh, the wealth ain't gonna tell you this because there's nothing for them to tell you." That's part
Exactly.
that's part of the program to think that the wealthy and that didn't start with the wealthy. I guarantee the wealthy are not saying that. Slaves say that amongst each other. Oh, they're hiding something from us. They're hoarding money. The wealthy are like, we're not hiding shit from you. We just trust math and you don't.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like when this is how I knew that this was real toxic and powerful the programming. I watched a video and it was about this guy saying that he was the 10%, pretty much saying he was financially free and wealthy. And he was talking to a kid who was in college who had debt and all that. And the person was arguing with him saying, why don't you give back to the people or something like that? I was like, okay, okay. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Oh, was I breaking up?
No, that was me. That was me. We'll say it
I
one more
was
time.
I was saying that I watched this video a while back about this guy saying that he was the top 10%. I'm assuming that he was financially free and he was wealthy and he was talking to like young adults and this one college kid who was in debt went to him and was like arguing with him talking about why you don't give back to the people or something. Like he made it seem like they like like they are the prize, which is true, but still like his his idea of thinking the whole situation was like kind of backwards, if you ask me.
You know, when I would have to hear him speak. It's like as soon as just saying, "Hey, I'm in the top 10%." Okay, well, anybody can say that, right? As soon as I hear him talking, I'll know if he's a slave, just if he's maybe he's just doing a business, right? Because I'm not knocking anybody that's creating a business that's legal and just selling slaves' dreams, right? That's not if it's legal, it's legal. But if I would have to just hear him, and then I would know because I don't know. I would. Do you know? Can you send me the link? I can listen to the dude.
Yeah, I could see. Actually, it was like dang, I forgot the name of it. I had to do some googling on it, but it was on YouTube, and it was this guy on Wall Street. You know how you could be a slave on Wall Street, it don't mean nothing, but
Right.
it was this white guy just going around talking to the people who were poor, lower class, saying like, "Let's talk."
On the street.
Yeah, on the street on Wall Street. Yeah,
Oh,
and you
okay. I
had
think.
people. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
They.
anyways, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, anyways, that whole situation, like, you see how you said that you can't explain it, you just have to hear them talk.
Hmm.
That's like an intuition. That's like you just know. It's like you're in the known, kind of like the
Hmm.
Matrix, kind of like what is it, Star Wars, where
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You know what's so
exactly.
crazy when you brought up that thing where homeboy goes on the street and asks these financial questions. I think I'm not sure if it's the same dude, but I remember watching a white dude doing that. You know what they're really showing?
What are they showing?
They're showing the people that understand money how slaves don't know shit. The simplest of things. They'll come up with something so simple, and half the people won't know what they're talking about or answer wrong or guess, and people laugh and think it's funny, but they're just proving to everybody that do understand how, if they don't know, if slaves don't know this, the simplest of things, they will never know that this exists, what I'm trying to share. They will
Yeah,
never know that.
that's true, because they don't know. At the end of the day, I used to be like, dang, how it's like the slaves don't know that they're saying that or they're thinking that. They don't know. If they would
Correct.
know, yeah, it's not deliberately they're choosing not to know. They just don't know.
No, they are choosing. They are choosing. They're choosing not to trust math.
So when you go
But
down to math, though, yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
correct.
but this is crazy. I know. But they don't know that they're not choosing math.
It's like a duality, ain't it?
Correct?
Non-duality. Yeah.
It's a program and it's perfect.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, exactly. And like how you said, it all to keep yourself like, because I'm doing my network engineering course, but I'm on a part where it's about like one means on and zero means off. So all this complex stuff that you see on the computer or on the cloud or whatever,
Hmm.
virtualization, it
Hmm.
all sits back behind one and zero numbers,
Correct.
binary.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to our reality within money. Like you
Yeah.
trust math, you be all right.
Yep. Everything starts with zero. When you're counting in binary, what you're talking about is counting in binary. When you
Yes,
count in
sir.
binary, you just use ones and zeros.
Yes, sir. So I have a question. You say everything start with zero, but what about negative though? Like I didn't realize I was consciously like I got negative couple thousand under my head. Like what's negative 8,000? I don't. I got to go back to my damn report. But yeah, I see that. So what do you mean by start off with everything starts with zero though?
Yeah, when you put up a number line, right? Zero's a number, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. So it's there. So I'm acknowledging it. Slaves don't acknowledge zero.
But okay, I'm trying to
No,
understand.
you
So
no, keep asking the question. I want you to keep trying to ask the way you're trying to ask. I know what you're trying to ask, but
I like this. Yeah, I like. Okay, help
mhm,
me. All right. So
mhm,
I mean, you said the number zero. So slaves don't start with zero. But
correct.
what about negative though?
What about it?
You know, it's negative. Like negative is a number. It's
Yeah.
negative like 100, negative 500. That's still considered a number.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I figured it out.
Yeah, you're telling me what exists. Yeah, okay, it exists. What's your
I
what's your
figured
point
it
in
out.
saying it? I'm
I
trying to understand that.
Nah, I think because it's like you was like it's all numbers. Everything starts with slaves don't know that it starts with zero, but you got to get out of the dang debt matrix to realize that. Am I making
Correct. So
sense?
so this is how okay, this is what you're saying. In order for me to be free, this is what I got to do. Say like I was $10 in debt. Okay?
Yes.
-10, -9, -8, -7, -6, 5, 4, 3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, rich.
Okay. Okay. All right.
See?
Your point proven. Your point proven.
See what
I
I'm
tell.
saying?
Okay.
And
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not even trying to prove anything. I'm showing you something, and I'm just putting it in your mind. The same money. Guess where we learned that money graph? Grade school. Remember in grade school? They showed us
Yes.
that.
So yeah, they're not knowing that zero is the number, but they start off with one, two, three, four, and it's like, oh crap. Oh, okay.
Correct. Like you ask somebody, ask a slave to count to 10. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go, what? Why'd you skip 0?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yes, it does. What zero says I matter.
But zero's nothing. One's something though.
No, 0 is something. Zero is the most. Check this out. 0 is the most significant number out of all of them. Nobody. Have you noticed that there is no opposite to zero. All the other numbers have an opposite except zero. Why is that? That's weird. Doesn't that make zero the most significant out of all of them? He has no match. He has no opposite.
Whoo! All right, I'm about to go my alter ego then, I guess, LJ. But okay, so because this is the stuff I just like predict what slaves are asking. All right, so let's just say that my credit score is good, LJ. I just got promotion at my job. I'm bringing home 110K. I just had a son and I have a wife. She's making 50K, so we're making like 150K together. I put a mortgage on a house that's $200,000, and my payments is only 2,000 a month. So within like let's just say give or take 15 years, we'll pay it off. So what are you talking about me being a slave?
Well, first I would show them that they didn't have any money to buy anything. It's like first I would ask, well, why'd you get a mortgage? They would say, who knows how a slave would answer that question, but there's only one. You didn't have the money to buy it.
But okay, so I'll be the person I respond back. I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, I didn't have the money to buy it, but that
Mhm.
was a good plan. That's a smart idea, the right option for me to do it because I'll be
Mhm.
able to pay it off, and I still own the house. I live here and everything.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what are you talking about, LG?
And then I would and then when they're done talking, I would show them the calculator, and I said, "Hey, everything you said didn't change this number, so why are you telling me? I don't get it."
And they respond to be like, well, LJ, I could choose to pay it off within 3 years, but
Mhm.
it seems like it's a good idea. I got like a low interest rate on it, so
Mhm.
might as well just pay it off so I can have money saved up on the side. What
Mhm.
do you
Mhm.
think this? What's your response on that?
Everything you just said again didn't change this number on the calculator.
Okay, I just realized that this be like, does this mentally fatigue you, or you just don't?
No,
It's
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does. Put it this way: once I have the numbers in the calculator and they talk, I don't hear them anymore.
okay. I get it. It's just like a
I'll
wow,
just wait
wow.
till I stop hearing the vibration of their voice because I'm not listening to the words. I'm just soon as the vibration stops, I know they stopped talking, and then I'll just point to the calculator.
Oh, okay. My man, that just had me die. It's like remind me of what was that thing called Blue Books, where you was like you call a person, you be like, hey, you selling a car? And you be like, I just let the slave talk about his story, talk about,
Hmm.
oh, I had a kid, and the slave just come up with all any type of shit. I don't care.
All shit. Yeah. You just let them talk. They always explain to you why they got debt and what happened. You're like, whatever. Sign here, slave.
Oh man,
If you
it's
believe,
like
it's like if you sat down in a car lot, first of all, you stayed there for 5, 6 hours of the time in your life, and then you're getting ready to sit down and sign a contract for 84 months. You are a slave.
oh, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you some personal story real quick before I get off. I know somebody that was like 85% off paying their vehicle, right? And the vehicle was good condition and everything, still looking brand new. It was almost about to get out that slave, the debt matrix. Less than a year, I guess, or within a year to pay it off. They decided to, I don't know what you call it, I don't even want to know, but they managed to turn that car in and roll the money over to a truck or whatever they had got, and it's like 5 years to pay that off. What do you call that? That was I don't know. I just couldn't believe that.
What they did was roll negative equity into a new car loan.
I just
So
it's not.
they
Yeah,
were upside down in the car. What upside down means is that they owe more on the car than what it's worth. So say like the car was they owed $10,000 on the car, right? But
yes,
they
sir.
owe but they wait a minute. They owed what am I saying? 10,000. I just lost my train of thought.
You were saying the car was upside
So it's
down.
so like they owe $10,000 on the car, right? I'm trying to do two things at once. That's my problem. But they still 5,000. I am losing my train of thought. What the heck is going on here?
That's good. We can start. Let's start with $10 then, because I know all these this negative numbers is like, oh,
Hmm. I have lost my train of thought. That's crazy.
Yeah,
They
this is
owe
some new type of
Okay,
slave
no, they owe ten
ideology.
thousand dollars. I don't know what just happened. They owe $10,000, but it's worth 5,000. But it's worth $5,000. Okay, but
Yeah.
they owe $10,000. Got it? They take and they want a new car. They take that money, that 5,000, and then they roll it into the new car loan. So say like the new car loan was a $30,000 car loan. Now it's $35,000. Then they finance the whole thing.
What in the world? So that's like some.
I don't even know how that's legal.
Yeah, how? That's why you went blank right there because you was doing this. You couldn't think
Yeah, I'm
like
trying
that.
to go too far. I'm trying, you know what it is? I'm trying to go too far ahead, right? I don't even know how that's legal. See, because as I'm telling you, I'm thinking, how the fuck is that legal? I don't, because it just tripped me. I was like, wait a minute. They go and finance a car, which already puts them underwater. That's already right off the bat. You go on a car lot, crack your lips, talking about you're gonna finance a car. You're already underwater.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if they don't have the money for the car, they don't have the money for the taxes. So they're financing the taxes too. So that's putting them deeper. And
So
then
do
they
they?
take a negative equity from a car and add another $5,000. They're clearly, listen, when they're that deep, they're clearly, it's well past the blue book. They're just so far past blue book, they'll never be able to catch up. Then they finance it for 84 months. How is that even legal? I don't even know how that's legal.
And do they? So do they like package these dang debt that these slaves owe? Like they package it up. Like okay, do you got this loan collector on that car calling you about that car. You're almost done with that payments, but you decide to go on a dealership, wait another 5 hours to get a new car. So now that car, I don't even know that. Yeah, how's that
Well,
legal?
what it really is this. What it really is this. Okay, in the bigger picture, they trap them in the car loan finance circle. Okay, they bury, like if you do a deal like what I just described, put in there, put the negative equity. They bury you so deep till now you can't even sell the car because you would have to have money to buy your way out of it. You owe so much more than what it's worth.
Exactly. Oh dang.
You know what I'm saying? So now the only thing they can do is keep refinancing cars, keep refinancing cars. So to the outside world, the slave will say, "Hey man, I got to have something new all the time. You know me, I like to have something new every 3 years. That's how I just do it." But in reality, that's the only thing they can do.
So you mean to tell me like they'll be so far into debt that they could get hit with fees, penalties. They could do all types of stuff to their debt, and they don't because they'll be unaware of how much they owe in debt. Right?
No, because they can't do anything about it to change it.
Dang.
They can do anything they want. They can do anything they want, anything. They
Exactly. That's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
when you're that far, then they sell you what's called gap insurance. And this is why they call it gap insurance. It's the gap between what the car is worth to what compared to what those people owe. So say like the car is worth $10,000 blue book, but they owe $20,000 on the car. Believe it or not, there's people that owe that much on a car that over. So there's a $10,000 gap. Then they sell you gap insurance. So if they wreck the car, this is on top of regular insurance. Okay, this is not regular insurance. This is an additional fee because they don't know. This is how they abuse slaves. So if the car gets totaled, their regular insurance will cover the car, and then their gap insurance is supposed to cover the gap.
Hold on, wait a second. My bad. Okay, so I'm a slave, unconscious slave. I go to the car dealership. I crack my lips. I'm already underwater. I wait 5 hours. I get that car. I done got the gap insurance, everything. I pull off the lot like in them videos, and boom, I get hit and I tow the car. I'm just, that's what the gap insurance covers right there, and that's
Yeah, I
just,
don't I don't know if it would cover if it happened that fast, but that's what gap insurance is supposed to do.
oh dang. Well, dang. It's just still they're trying to cut the people, the owners, the people who running it. They're trying to. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. I finally
But it's
understand
just
now.
it's just business. And again, you got to remember this too. If they denied people car loans, houses, phones, if they had student loan debt, none of those other industries could exist.
They got because that's what keeps it going. That's the oil. That's the oil for the machine.
Slaves of the oil. They would housing market couldn't exist, car lots couldn't exist, credit cards most definitely couldn't exist. They wouldn't exist.
Yeah, they wouldn't. That none of that stuff would exist. They wouldn't have no. What is it called? Market. Yeah. I don't even know what you call that thing, but like a stock market.
What about the stock market?
That wouldn't exist off of the person itself, the slaves themselves.
Correct. The only reason why the stock market exists is because the people are the stock.
I be on Reddit and I saw this thing called, I be on different communities and there's
Mhm.
people putting up these stimulus checks, they putting up money, that tuition that they supposed to pay for their college debt, they putting it in stocks or GameStop and all that, and half of them
Right.
just messing it up. So it's not even their money in the first place. But dang, and
Well,
they
they're
got
doing that
it's
because exactly that. They already know that's what they were going to do. Okay, that was already known. They knew slaves are going to do that because the stimulus checks are not really enough money to pay any to catch them up on anything, right? You know, you get $1,400, but you months and months behind on you because you got to remember they got many debts. They got car loan debt, they got mortgage debt, they got credit card debt, they got all this debt, and when they get that check, it's really not going to cover anything. So what are they going to do? They're going to invest it, thinking they're going to get a huge return, which they're not but they don't know that they've already known that they were going to do that.
and that's crazy. And then for the lucky ones who hit, it's like the bank was like, "Hey, go spend my money on that." It's because it's crazy. It's like you the middleman regardless. It just no matter if it's the landlord or the bank.
No, you don't have to be the middleman. You don't.
You don't have to be but it just people, it tricks you to think that you, like when they talk bad
Well,
about
yeah.
people who renting, they be like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah,
you
I love
renting?
it.
I own
I
my
love our
house."
financial system. Do not misunderstand me. I love our financial system. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely, hands down, because it's all volunteer.
Yeah, this is ain't no gun pointed to your head. At the end of the day, I
No,
get it. It's business. I get it. We need this. We glad for this. This is business.
no, forget the business part. But what about the business of you? Let's start with you. Don't worry about anything outside of. What about if you don't even own the business of you? You can't participate.
That's correct. That's absolutely correct. So every time, money don't exist for me at the moment right now. Just trying
Nope,
to dig myself out the hole as we speak. Yeah.
it
So
doesn't.
other
Right.
people situations doesn't still affect mine.
Right now, you have a job, which is a tool. The tool is used to that's look at your job as the shovel, or not the shovel because you're digging your way out.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, that doesn't make sense. But
I think you went blank or you mute yourself. I'm not sure.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, just your job is a tool, and it's the tool like a rope. It's like it help you climb your way out of debt. That's it. Nothing more than that.
Exactly. That's how I look at it. So every time I get, it's not my money, but every time I get it, I just add on to get myself out of debt. Because I'm glad that we had talked a while ago. I had that consultation with you, and the red negative thing over my head. Every time I get up, I think about that. So it just helps me out a lot. So it ain't no. So I be kind of trolling when I be like, "Oh, stimulus here, I'm about to do this and that." Nah, no, no, no.
Well, at your
First thing
age,
I think.
I can only imagine what you because I can only imagine what you're seeing out there right now with these people, especially in your age group, talking about what they're going to do with the stimulus check. I can only imagine.
It's all in my face. I tried it. I just put headphones on. It is very people twice my age or people
Mm,
who my age. They, especially if they got a habit, a type of drug habit,
mm-hmm,
or it's
mm-hmm,
just crazy. Oh,
mm,
we about to move out this house, move in this house now. You
mm,
straight for nah. So yeah, you're right.
Just and you know what? And like the title of this video, but the bigger picture is there's an acceleration of slave creation. It's on. It's the foot is metal slamming on.
You're breaking up again. All I heard you say was slamming, foot slamming.
Their their acceleration of making slaves right now,
Correct.
and it's on. I mean, we're going about 100 miles an hour, and I don't know. I'm thinking, why are they trying to make slaves so fast? They're just preparing for the next because they got to make this shit last another 80 years.
You're right. You're right. And so it's just crazy how I mean, I see it. I see it. I understand it. But for this, I be having people come to me and they be like, "Dang, you still got that car? You need to get a new one. Like your credit good is now." I'm like, "Ah, they don't understand." And I'm
Mm.
like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. I understand. Oh, okay, cool. That's nice. Just keep it moving."
Well, you know
Like,
what slaves think if you got an older car? You know what slaves will think? That your credit's bad. That's why you got an older car.
Oh yeah, I just let them think that it just. I got a year left getting out this you know, that debt right there, and never again. I don't care, you know. And then on top of that, when you consider yourself to be a slave towards a car, it's like a child. You gotta make sure the oil change, the engine, tires, and you paying a lease on it too. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know.
You
Just
don't
kind of.
need a, you don't, huh?
Oh, now I hear you now.
Damn, am I breaking up that bad?
Yeah, I thought it was my internet, but
Hmm. Hold on, just a second. Let me try to switch.
you're good. You're good. All right, I'll let you switch that. But I'll just go ahead and go over what I said again. But it's crazy. I still can't hear you now.
Testing, testing,
Try it one more time.
testing, testing,
All right, perfectly.
testing, testing.
Yeah, it's just like a little delay. It's like testing, like that.
I don't know what's going on. Okay,
Now you're
let's
good. Now
go
you're
ahead.
good. But I
Okay,
was just
go ahead.
saying, 1 year is crazy. How I just got. I'm looking. I'm just counting it down like it's Christmas or something. Just in my head, like, oh yeah, I'm about to be free from this. I own it. I do all that type of stuff. And they look at
1
me,
year, you'll
yeah,
be
like,
free from what? You'll be free from what?
oh, free from being a slave to that dang car.
Oh, car payment's gonna be done.
Yeah, and then that's just one
Okay,
step. Like I'm almost out the hole. Then I got other stuff to deal with. But it's like
right.
that is the big one right there. That's taking a chunk out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like
because
I got
plus,
a year.
plus
I
when you
got a
get
year
out
left.
of it, then you'll be able to dictate your insurance. Because you don't because the insurance you got right now in the car is required by the bank. But once you own your car, you can have any type of insurance you want.
See, you already knew that without even asking. See?
Hmm. Because they
Yes,
most
sir.
you know what most slaves don't know about car insurance, and you need
Nah,
to
what's
check
that?
too. See, they charge you a fee. Most insurance companies charge you a monthly fee to pull your monthly premiums.
What in the world?
You need to check because I didn't find that out until I got out of debt. And then I was looking at my car insurance and I saw this fee. And I was like, what is this fee? They said that's a fee we charge you to pull your monthly payment. I said, not only am I giving you my monthly payment, you're charging me to take my monthly payment. Yeah, that's what we do. I said, how do I stop that? They said, well, if you pay it every 6 months, we don't charge you a fee. I said, okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
See, but they don't. They know that most slaves won't think in the long term. It's. I get it. I get it. Yeah. All
Well,
right.
slaves only think in monthly payments. That's why they only think in monthly payments because they cannot think anything longer. You know why? Because they don't have the money to think about anything longer.
Yeah, I'm about to say me being a conscious slave. I'm still. I don't experience the full debt free thing yet, but I kind of see what you're talking about. It's just no different than like, let's say if I buy one bottle of water every day, why not get a case of water?
Correct.
Like, yeah, I
Correct.
get it now.
Yeah. And
Glad.
so
Yeah.
when I found that out, I was upset because you know how long I've been paying monthly insurance premiums and did not know that? I for years, that was years I was doing that. Never
Ooh.
once did I look and see that ever. Why? Because I was in debt making car payments.
Yeah, when you're in debt, like me, like when you're in debt, it's like you won't that stuff right there. That what you told me right there, that probably saved me 10 years of my life. Like you just start
Yep.
seeing stuff that you don't see if you're in debt. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna get there though. I'm working on it.
Check this out. Here's another thing. Here's another thing that slaves don't know, right? When
Yeah.
you have a lot of debt, think about all the due dates you got to keep track of.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. Oh yeah.
Your credit cards, your car payments, your cable bill, uh, all these other things. They know that's impossible. Slaves don't know that's impossible to keep up with that many due dates because when you're out of debt, guess what? There are no due dates to keep track of.
Exactly.
I don't have due dates to keep track of. I don't even have any.
And they can hit you with a fee if you miss the due date and all that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or they'll say sign up for automatic payments. You know what that they call it paperless, save the environment. You know what that really is? Do
What's that?
automatic payments so you'll stop looking at it and let it be automatic. And then we can change anything we want and you won't even have a clue.
And instead of like be like, oh, why are you charging me $60 extra now for this internet? Oh, it's just a new oh, it's crazy. Yeah,
Well,
they
check this
finesse
out.
you.
Check this out. This is how they do it in their face. Like people with cell phone bills, right? People will have
Yes.
okay, they sign up for a service. The service says, hey, you get this much data, you get this much whatever, bloggity blah, and this is how much you're going to pay per month. That's how they sell to the customer. The customer goes, okay, I'll take that deal. And then they finance cell phones and everything, right? And then when their bill comes, their bill is always different, even though they have the same service. And you know what slaves do? They just pay it. They don't even question it. Oh, my bill changed again. Never stop once and saying, why is that changing?
It's like those thoughts right there, because you have those thoughts because you're debt free. But when you're in debt and you're unconscious, you ain't thinking about that. That's not coming across your mind, and you don't know that. So I understand
Mm-hmm.
that. But me being a conscious slave, I'm starting to see little gems here
Yeah.
and there. So I appreciate what
Your
you're
cell
doing right
phone
there.
bill is not supposed to change. It's you paid for a service. This is what you get. It's supposed to be the same every time. I buy my cell phone service by the year.
Now you're talking. Now you're
So,
talking. Now you're
so
talking. Yep.
once it's paid, it's that. Period. Nothing changes ever.
See, you put me on some game right there. Matter of fact, you know what? All right. So behind the scenes, I got your number. I gotta hit you up again to finish off that, because you dropping gems as we speak. That probably it'll save me 10 years of my life. It's like reading
Oh
a
yeah.
book or something. So yeah,
Oh,
I
your whole
definitely
life
gotta
is gonna
hit you up.
change. Your whole life has changed forever. Right
So
now,
yeah,
you didn't realize that. But go ahead.
yeah. But I'm about to say, yeah, you helped me out the first time, but I get what you mean by I definitely gonna come back, because hold up, hey, that's some gems right there you got.
It's changed right now because it starts mentally, right? You've already started mentally, right? You don't realize that you're already talking different than millions of slaves right now, and you don't really realize that because it's still new to you, it's still coming to you. But once you always start comparing, you always compare yourself to, not compare, but always look at the majority. Anything they do financially, you do the opposite.
Oh yeah, I realized that, and they looking at me crazy. Stimulus, oh yeah, stimulus check here, whatever. You ain't doing this and that. Something wrong with you, man. Like I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Something wrong.
Tell a slave that you're going to take your stimulus check and drop the whole thing on your car or your
Yeah,
student loan payments or student loan. They'll think you are nuts.
they will look at me. I'm telling exactly. That's why I didn't say that. I can't believe you read. That's crazy. If I
Yeah.
say that, oh man, if I say that, they'll probably call me donkey of the day or something, which is
Oh
good. I want
yeah.
them to think that.
Because that's basically the government of paying off $1,400 of your student loan debt. They're paying it off. They're paying, hey, we'll pay off $1,400 of your student loan debt. Okay, here, take it off. There you go.
You know what? You know how much back it like. What? They just don't understand. But yeah,
Because slave wouldn't look at it like, wait a minute, that's $1,400 less than interest I'll be paying on that student loan debt. Yes, you'll be paying whatever $1,400 takes off in interest or whatever. That's how much less you'll be paying of student loan debt.
yeah, but like I said, it's numbers at the end of the day. You just trust the numbers. And you learn this in grad school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I bet I ain't gonna hold you up on your show too long, but
All right, man.
definitely whenever this weekend I'm gonna have to get back with you if you want to go back on live on my channel,
All
and I
right.
gotta hit you with the consultation also.
Yeah, try to get up some questions and stuff, and then have all that stuff ready, and then we'll just what your audience needs to hear, wants to hear, because you know your audience, right? So just come up with the
Yes,
questions.
sir.
It don't matter what kind of question, as long as it got to do with finance. I always have an answer, so it don't really matter what it is. Just have them ready.
That's why I'm trying to keep it on there. I
Mhm.
haven't read. I got actually one person I can actually run across you this weekend though, but he has some questions he
Okay.
want to see. So yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. And even to
Uh,
somebody that might not agree with me, it doesn't matter. I enjoy talking to slaves too.
oh, you want that? All right now. All
All
right.
that. Hey, because you know what? This is they don't really. I mean, this helps me deal with unconscious slaves. Because I'm at a different level now, so I don't really respond to them like that anymore because I know they're
I'm about to
slaves.
say, yeah, because you don't have to deal like you're at a different level. Yeah. So,
Yeah. So whatever they say, even bad things, say I'm stupid or whatever, it doesn't matter because I know they're slaves, so I know why they're saying it.
but you got gems. You said anybody who reacts with an insult or some type of, you know,
Mhm.
degrading phrase,
Mhm.
that's already showing their ignorance in the situation. So,
Well,
boom.
even deeper than that, I imagine them insulting math. That doesn't make sense to me. Oh, math, you're stupid. It's like, well, that sounds stupid.
they throw the racial slurs and all that and all. So it's like it's crazy. It don't make
Oh
no
yeah.
sense. But I got you with that. I definitely because there's some. I'm just taking one by one though. And if they get too crazy, I get them the boot. But yeah, all right, you asked for it though.
Yeah, you bring whatever, man. You don't have to. Don't because I know you. Get in. You do what you do. Your show the way you. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my feelings. Don't worry about any of that. You do your show the way you want to do it. I can handle the rest.
I appreciate that because yeah,
Hmm.
I let them go at you. But when it comes to like at the end of the day, before I get off, it comes to supporting us brothers and sisters out here. So
Hmm.
if I feel like it's kind of they crossing the line, just to
Yeah,
prove a
yeah.
point,
There's always a
yeah, that's when
point.
I
Don't get
get
me
them.
wrong. There's
Yeah.
always a point. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so because I look at you like a brother, I definitely don't want to get that crazy, but I got you.
All right. Yeah, just let me know, man. We can do it.
All right, peace.
All right. Dominique says, I'm on the slave boat. Bought a Audi for 38,000, put 8,000 down, monthly note for 60 for 72 months. All of this for a car to depreciate to zero. The same money would have went to a 401k or other. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, Dominique, I want you to understand something, man. By you even saying this is very important. Okay. By you even recognize, because you are recognizing something that slaves believe to be normal. So you are already headed in it because it starts mentally. Okay. First, you got to start seeing stuff. You're like, damn, I spent that. I could have put that in a photo. Yeah, you could have did. I mean, it counts on your whole financial situation. I don't want to even fool you that if you're in debt and you could have took that same money and put it in 401k, that doesn't even exist either if you're in debt. 401k, the 401ks don't exist. Retirement accounts, those are all illusions for slaves. Okay, just want to make sure that's clear. But I do understand what you're saying at the same time. Though. Basically, it's saying I have 50,000 in my account. If I would have waited 6 years, something like that. Again, it counts on how much debt you're in. Okay. Thank you, Nicer. Appreciate it. What are your thoughts on this 15,000 for new home buyer? I've never heard it. What does that mean? 15,000 for new home buyers. What's that mean? It's without really knowing what you're saying. It sounds like some bait on a hook, and they're throwing it out to the oceans of slaves. It sounds like they're putting $15,000 on a subprime mortgage hook and throwing it out there into the sea of slaves and see which one bite. But that's also like going to remember you used to go to the trout farms as a kid and they got a whole pool of hungry trout in the middle of a pool. You could put anything on that hook and they would bite it. That's the same thing. Same thing. Anybody, any entity talking about they're going to give you some money, the first question in my mind, why are you trying to give me some money? Why do I want your 15,000? Are you going to give it to me in cash with no? I don't have to sign anything. I don't have to fill out any paperwork. None. You're just going to give me 15,000 cash, okay? All right. I don't have to tell you my name, my social security number, nothing, right? Okay. That'll never happen. Oh man, this thing ain't even plugged up. Oh crap! Hold on, you guys. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, I'm back. Offered as an alternative to oh, oh God. Offered as an alternative to student loan forgiveness. Again, why are they create I mean, you guys don't really understand this. They are creating slaves and at an alarming rate. I mean, the gas pedals all the way to the floor on slave creation. They are not messing around. They're fitting it right into this window before September. Okay, I'm telling you guys this. They're going to fit so much shit in here right now before September. This is the largest slave creation. This is crazy. This is absolutely bananas. They are going crazy with this slave creation. Oh, Alfred as an alternative. Make it sound like it's something because they were never going to give student loan forgiveness anyway. Hey, here's the alternative. Mm, mm. Oh, slaves. If this is you and you're listening to this and you say like this, you're about to get a house right now. Say like you're in the middle of it, okay? And I want you to go to your realtor or your person about to give you the loan. I want you to just ask them, is this a subprime mortgage? Is this mortgage that you want me to sign considered a subprime mortgage? Yeah. Subprime mortgage is for slaves, slave. You tell them no. Nope, I don't want to do it. Nope, sorry. They're gonna be, hey, why I did all this and I did that, and I don't care. You say no. Because if you don't, you're gonna be buried. And you're gonna carry the same information on to your children because you better believe there are schools right now that teach this information. You better fucking believe that. And if you bury yourself now, guess what you're going to be teaching your children? What you're learning today, because you know nothing else. You're going to pass it naturally without even knowing. Doesn't mean you don't love your children or nothing like that. You just don't know. Remember, they need a brand new set of 30. Oh, motherfucker. Hmm. Yes, they do. Mm. Oh my God. So they kick you guys all out. Kick you guys all out, get you guys renting, clear you guys renting, clear you guys off the board. The people that understand come in, swoop up the property, start creating generational wealth. That's going to take quite a few years. All the whole time while you're renting, you guys are going to be worshiping the credit guys to get your credit score back up, get this and that, all that stupid bullshit. And then once you get it up there, it's going to turn around and like, hey, the economy's turned around. Hey, the interest rates are never good. They just run the same program every time. Interest rates are lower than they ever been in history and blah, blah, blah. And you guys will believe it. And guess what? You guys will start the cycle all over again. Check this out, while in debt. Having your student loans the entire time you're having your student loans, the entire time, and then you're going to start the cycle all over. And then your kids are going to believe it's okay to have student loan debt while financing homes. You guys are going to believe that for decades. Mm, mm, mm. Man, I'm telling you, Andre, when it clicks like that, it's like somebody just hit you in your head. It's like, damn. Check mate, LJ. It's like they're saying to me, check mate, LJ. And they can't see a motherfucking thing we are doing. Ha ha. You can tell them all you want till your face is till you're blue in the face, LJ. They can't see shit. They're like, motherfucker, you are 51. We've been at this for generations, LJ. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you gonna make some little chump change? You gonna make a little change? Well, yeah, I'm gonna make my change. Okay, whatever. You can call it chump change. I don't care. Take it. Take that scraps. Hey, LJ. Yeah. Go look in the ashtray of one of our exotic cars and go pick up your salary. Okay. Go get it. LJ, you know, and I know slaves with student loans can't own homes. They don't know that. Don't believe me? No, go ask one and tell them we're doing this on purpose. See what they say to you. Hmm, man, YouTuber talking about Biden giving first-time home buyers $15,000. You better motherfucking believe that's gonna pass. That's gonna pass. That's happening. Put it this way, you guys. I don't know anything about it until what you guys just told me. I don't need to know anything else about it. Whatever that is, it's going to pass. They have a window before they put those student loan debts back on your credit reports. They have a window till September. They're going to jam everything they can into this window to bury you so deep. And then when they put that frosting of the cake back on the top with the student loan debt, like I said earlier, that's the perfect cake. They're going to put that in the oven for 80 to 100 years and put it on bake. It doesn't matter the temperature. It's a simmering. You never simmered a cake before? I know you haven't, because you don't own yourself, slaves. Tyler says, my LJ, my friend who is 55 years old and 100,000 in student debt is about to purchase a brand new home. Oh my goodness. What's up, Ken?
Oh man, what's going on, dog? You know how to call in.
Hey man, hold the mic for a second. I've been on it for a minute. Give me a second. You had the floor for a quick second.
You there? Hey, LJ.
You there, Ken?
Yeah, you there?
Oh yeah. I was leaving the mic open for you to talk, but go ahead, man. I'm back.
Oh shoot, I wish I'd known that.
Yo, no, I maybe I broke up. So what's going on, man?
Oh man, I'm getting some back feed.
From me, I don't hear any. You on the mic or something? Let
No,
me.
hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna put mine on mute. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I just wanted to call in, man. I ain't got long, but I had to give some contribute. I love the. Usually I don't get to jump on the live, so I had to give you some love, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm just like title says. I've been noticing that the creation of slaves has been accelerated, and I know it's because of the new economy, but it's just amazing to see it happen. They're creating enough slaves to last 80 years.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, the way you was breaking stuff down, man. Today you was throwing the gems out plentiful today, man.
Are you listening from the video or are you listening from the link? Because it sounds like I'm coming late.
Hold on, there we go. Can you hear me?
There you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I must have had the YouTube open.
Yeah, you had the YouTube. Sound like you had the
Yeah.
YouTube open.
No, but like I was saying, like the young brother you had on before me, man, I like the way he was rolling at his age.
Oh yeah. Him and I've been talking for a minute, and he's definitely. You can already tell that he's mentally started. You know what I'm saying? You can tell
Oh,
the beginning stages.
yeah,
You can see it.
yeah. We need some more warriors like that, man.
I'm starting to. I'm starting to reach them more and more now. The younger, because you gotta figure. I was saying this the other day or yesterday, or one of the days. Anyway, people my age, they're not ready to hear this. I'm 51, you in the 50s. Can you imagine waking up in your 50s? You know what I'm saying? Like with $100,000 of student loan debt. Imagine that. Oh shit, I lost him. I didn't even see him drop off. Okay. Come on back in, Ken, if you I don't know what happened, but You know, that's true. That's just like, the Matrix, the movie, when the people are in the pods. That is true, man. It's true. Really, you know what? If you're, I want to reiterate this. If you're young and you're in your 20s and you hear me speaking like this, now is the time to wake up. It's the beginning of a new economy slaves can't see. Okay? They can't see it. Right now is the time to wake up. But not only is the time, this time will never happen again. You back in? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Now you was talking about the young dude.
Just I'm reaching more of those guys at that age because that's the age that they don't have to experience anything you and I experienced, right?
Right. Yeah.
That wouldn't bad relationships, bad marriages, court, that kind of stuff, that won't exist because if you learn it in your 20s, you'll never date a slave. You definitely won't biologically tie yourself to a slave.
Oh yeah, no question. Yeah, you can hear it in his voice though. He ain't going back, even though he ain't technically out of debt. You can already tell he can't go back if he wanted to.
Right. But he won't. He's lucky. He's fortunate to never experience. He'll never know what it feels like to be in debt like us. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, he dropped off again. Man, you got now. Did you pay, Ken? Did you pay your internet bill? All right, let's start there.
Okay, there we go.
Now you did pay your internet, right?
No, no, you know what it is. I didn't have a speaker on or away from from my face, so I kept bumping it.
Okay.
Actually, remember we was talking about. I'm gonna bring this up. Remember we was talking about the phone service.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I'm expecting a new phone service coming in today.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, it's
Right,
coming. Okay,
right.
you about to switch over?
Yep.
Did you go with the Mint?
You know what? Mint and they're the same thing actually. Because when I went on the Mint, it was the same as the other one. Same plan from what I
Oh,
seen.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was all good. Come on, man. I'll be paying under half,
Yeah,
like
for
a third, I
sure.
think. Yeah. So
Yeah,
come on.
I got, you know me, I got mine to what? With tax and everything, it's 108 a year.
Yeah, I
100,
think mine was
$108 a year.
I think mine came to 191 because I got the 3G, 3
Right,
gigabyte. That's why.
right.
But
Yep. And
that's the
that's
year,
crazy
man.
for a
Come on.
year. For a year.
Bro, some people pay that in a month. Easy.
Exactly. Oh, way more than that. Because you got to
Oh
remember
man.
they're financing phones and iPads and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. But I was loving the way you was breaking some stuff down earlier for people so they can understand it like in the smallest of in
Right,
ways, you know?
right, right.
And that's what motivated me to get on. But usually I'm not around for lives. That's why I catch you usually on the back end. But
Mm-hmm.
today I was able to catch you. And I was trying to get in before I had to get some stuff done because I know you ain't on too long. But it was
Yeah,
just nice
this one was
to be able to come
unexpected.
on here and talk.
Yeah. You know me, man. I love to try to, when it comes to me, I usually just come on when I feel it, right? And then those are the moments I
Right.
got to get on the mic.
But hey, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Make sure you. I don't want to talk about it on the phone, but I had sent you a text right before you came on live,
Oh, you did?
and
Okay.
wait till just wait. But you're
Right.
gonna start laughing because what I sent you the subject matter on was what you was talking about today.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So we was on the same wavelength, man.
We always on the same frequency. We know it's a
Oh
frequency
yeah, no doubt,
for
no doubt.
sure.
But I just wanted to come on and give a shout out and let everybody know.
Okay.
If nothing else, just look today like you helped me out with the phone service, and that's like one of many things, man. I'm just
Mhm.
I'm just giving a little pin out to
And I
bigger
love it,
things that
man.
you're gonna help me with.
Isn't it an amazing feeling when you discover something? It seems small, but then when you figure out you could pay for a cell
Oh
phone service
man,
that cheap for the whole year, it's like, God
yeah,
damn.
yeah, and people have to understand, like if you're not out of debt, you really ain't getting no savings. Actually,
Nope.
it
No.
it's not offsetting your debt, really.
It's
You
not.
understand what I'm saying? Like,
It kind of is. I mean, if you're getting out of debt and you get a phone,
right,
you go from 100 a month phone bill to 100 a year phone bill. You did offset your. Now it's more money to go to your debt.
right. But you don't get the full benefits though. So you know
Correct.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Till
yeah,
you get out of
yeah.
debt, you
Till you
still
get
under
out of
that
debt. Yeah,
strain a little bit.
that's
But as
true.
long as like the young brother, like as long as you get like that type of mindset, you'll get out of debt.
That's true.
It's just win, because it ain't F, it's just win, because you'll be so motivated to get out of debt.
And plus, you again, you don't really. You have to, in order to get motivated to get out of debt, you have to really understand that you're a slave. That's the only way it's going to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because if
And
they
you
don't know
know
they're a
what?
slave because they're driving in a finance Ranger, you can't tell a person making payments on
Right,
a
yeah,
Range Rover that they're a slave.
yeah. And you know what's really hurtful about it is when you actually find out, it's devastating.
Yeah,
It,
it
it
is.
it takes the air out of you, because
It does.
then you're thinking you're going back a little bit and you're going, dang, if I would have known this before. You see what I mean? But then
Yeah.
you gotta eliminate that
And
though.
you know what
You
that
gotta
is, Ken?
eliminate
That's
that.
us because of our age.
Right.
Believe it or not, even us, we had to have a strong mind to wake up, and then you turn around and look back and see all the
Whew.
fucking up you did. Oh
Yeah,
man. Oh
yeah.
man.
Because that, you know what, it could actually, now that I think about it, it can actually be devastating for you if you don't have the right mindset.
Correct. Correct. It could devastate you.
Even though you see the light, you can, if you don't use it properly, it could halt you actually.
Imagine this, man. Imagine waking up. You have at this age, you're married to somebody that don't a slave, right? You're both slaves at
Mm,
first, but you wake up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
now you're married to a slave, and she don't want to change anything. She like the way they're living. I don't care. I'm not.
Hmm.
You mean sell our car and get two lower end cars to save money? They're not gonna have it.
Right.
Now you're gonna go through divorce. Can you imagine
Yeah,
waking up and that's about to happen, and you can't do
yeah,
shit about it? Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. Because and I'm glad you brought that up. Looking back, there was definitely those them red flags, like I always bring up. Because when I was married, I wasn't perfect. I ain't trying to, take myself out. There was things I did, of course, but there was things that I would bring up to her, like even with the kids' schoolwork that was going to help advance them, to another level, and she would fight me on that. See, and what I'm saying is, see, when you don't have that mindset, the debt mind, getting out of debt, it's the same with your overall life mindset. And so when you don't have somebody going in the same direction as you, now you're fighting that person for every step.
Well, you know as well as I know that relationship is over. If one wakes up
Oh yeah,
and the
yeah,
other one
yeah,
doesn't, that relationship's over.
yeah, yeah. It's only a matter of time. It
But
was like that commercial back in the day, either pay me now or later, because it's one or the other.
yep, yep. It's and that's devastating. That would be I got to a point when I first woke up, I had to stop going back in my mind,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
Because everything ran through my brain. Everything, every car lot, every relationship, uh, uh,
yeah, yeah,
child support court inside,
yeah,
standing at the
yeah.
podium, watching this person in the black robe talk,
Mm,
dissect my finances at their
yeah,
will. That's horrible, man. That was
yeah,
horrible. I didn't have to
yep.
experience any of that. Lawyer fees,
That
oh man, lawyer fees. Oh my God, I don't
yeah,
even want to add
yeah.
that up.
But now that you say that, yeah, you do go through the steps like that.
Yeah,
That and
I had
that,
to
that's
stop.
part of the process, But like you can't stay stuck though.
Yeah, you can't stay stuck there. You
You
did most
can't
definitely
stay
can't.
stuck. Like to this day, man. I don't ever see my ex-wife, but if I ever ran into her,
Hmm.
I wouldn't even be mad. You understand what I'm
Right,
trying to
me
say?
neither. Yeah,
I
yeah, I know what you mean.
That's not even part of my game plan no more.
No, man.
Like you gotta forgive, man. If you don't forgive, because I wasn't perfect neither. You understand?
Right,
But then you
right,
gotta take accountability, like I say. And once you take true accountability,
right.
you're good, man. You're good.
Well, I mean, when I think about how angry I was when I was always in child support court. I was always in
Yeah,
that, right? I used to be
yeah.
angry at her, all I had to do was be angry at myself. I put myself there.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't
Mm-hmm.
put me there. I did it. I tied
And,
myself to a slave. I did it
and see,
because
that's what you
I
gotta
was
hold
a slave.
yourself. That's what you got to hold yourself to. Any decision you make in life, any decision you make, you're accountable for every decision you make.
This
Period.
changes your whole life. People just think it's finances, right? It's everything.
Nah, nah. Cause see, to get debt free, you got to be accountable.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
You
I'm
got to
gonna
look
tell
in the
you,
mirror and
there's
say,
just no getting around it. Yeah,
you got to look in the mirror and say, man, I fucked up. Sure
yeah,
did. Sure
yeah.
did.
And you have to accept it. And see,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Like every day, I wake up with like a superior enthusiasm to take on the day.
Right.
And some
Me
people be
too.
like, "Damn, why are you so happy?" Because I got a new life, man.
Dang, why you so happy?
You understand what dude?
You hear that? You hear that, Ken? Dang, why you so happy?
It's the truth, man. It's like
Right.
you're released.
Yeah.
See, that's why I said about the ex-wife. Why would I be mad at her for what? That was in the past. I'm not even that guy anymore.
Right. Right.
That
And they
guy's
don't know
gone.
that though. They don't know that though. They're like, yeah, that
No,
Linnell you do there. Yeah, that's not me anymore. But they
nah,
don't
he's
see that
gone.
because they see you physically.
Yeah, but you know what? After they was to talk to you about 5 minutes, they would go. They wouldn't say nothing to you, but I guarantee they go,
Right.
"Whoa, what's up? Something ain't.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Yeah, they're
whoa,
different.
whoa, whoa."
They're not even talking the same. There's no anger.
Right?
There's
Why
no
is he
like,
so
oh, bitch,
calm?
and this and that. I don't. You're just a person. You're my kid's mother. Yeah, you're a human
Yeah,
being. That's
yeah, 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 yeah. See, you know what it is? It's almost like you start to dwindle everything down to as little as form. The
right.
emotion of things are out as you can't really live by emotion, man. You know what I mean? It's nice to be happy and stuff like that, but what I'm saying is, like I said before, there ain't too much gray area. You know, either you with team Ken or you're not. Period. For the most part, you know.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, young Grump, man? You wanted to come on and say something to Ken or myself?
Oh yeah, you can hear me. You can hear me well though.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to get on and show give a shout out to Kim because I think it was a recent live y'all both had went on, and I had got a lot of gems from both of y'all because y'all on the same frequency. And I remember the brother talk about that he got out of debt not once but twice. So that was like
Right.
real motivational right there. So I wanted to give my drop the roses off while y'all still here.
No, I appreciate that, man. And I'll tell you something right now. That really kind of, I'm glad you brought that up because that like reaffirmed who I was as a person. That what I did the first time wasn't no accident.
Oh
See what
yeah,
I'm saying? And that gave me the confidence to take on anything I want to do,
yeah.
which I'm
I,
doing to this day. You know, like I say, if me and LJ do another live down the road, I might get into some of the projects I'm doing now to become to become an entrepreneur. But I guarantee you, if I wouldn't have went through those things I went through in the past, I wouldn't be the man I am now today.
That's facts right there. Especially that phone bill thing. That's why I'm gonna hit LJ up again because that's what slaves pay monthly, probably twice that
Oh,
but monthly.
yeah, man. Eh, And I tell you, man, see, here's the thing. See, once you get that mindset, then you attract people with the same like mindset. You understand? You become exposed to more things because your mindset is geared toward it's like this. If you buy a new car, let's say you love that car, right? Then you
Yeah.
start to see other cars on the freeway and on the street that's like yours. Before you never noticed it.
Oh,
You get my visualization?
yeah. I get. It's like
Yeah. Or like a good friend of yours get a car, right? Then you start looking for those types of cars because you know your friend got that car.
damn.
See? So you be on the same frequency and them type of people come in your life, man. And
It's
that's what's
like
starting to happen for me in different areas of my life.
that's like a
I mean,
whole.
it's deep, man.
It's deep. It changed. To be honest, it's like this right here is like the whole way, the art of living. Honestly, like it makes you think outside
Yeah.
the box on everything, not just finances. It's like
Yeah.
overall
It
life.
forces you to. It forces you to without you even knowing it, man.
Yeah, I realized that too. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like I like that.
Because you know what it is? You almost can't settle no more for nothing. There is no more settling. You understand? It's not that you think you better than. You want to be the best you can be. See, I don't compare myself to nobody. I want to be the best Ken can be, period. And I try to tap it out.
It starts with the
You know?
finances too, like just getting out of debt, and that just make you think of stuff that you would have not thought about if you was in debt. So I'm starting to
Right.
see that from experiences. So I like
Yeah.
learning from other people. Like when I read an autobiography book or something, I just like to talk to people and I learn from their mistakes and I make sure I won't do it. Because I look at it like,
Hmm.
oh, it saved me a couple of years of my life right there. Boom. So yeah, learning from
Well,
my
see,
own mistakes and others.
well, the fact that you read puts you ahead of millions of other people. Because most people don't even read, man.
That's
I don't know if
mind-blowing.
you know that or not. You can look it up. Most people don't even read a book a year, dog. Think
Well,
about that.
that's kind of terrifying. I hope
Yeah.
they're doing Audible or something, like listening to them.
Something. Because I done read like 4 or 5 already this year. See?
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I done went through a good bit. I'm right now. I'm currently reading the Bruce Lee, The Art of the Body book. I just had got that the other day. It's like how his discipline.
I think I might have read that one.
Oh, for real? You probably did. Yeah.
Yeah. Because was that on his he like more or less did like a ledger, right? On his
Yes.
daily stuff. Yeah, I read that. Some good stuff there, man.
That's like the whole way of life right there. That's powerful. That's
Yeah.
mental. Yeah. So we already on the same frequency with that. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time though for me. I appreciate both of y'all though.
No, yeah. Hey, another book I'm reading right now is called The Wealth Choice by Dennis Kimbro. And I suggest, people out there try to read that too when you get a chance. But there's so many books, man. So it don't matter. Just read. That's what I would say. It don't matter what it is. Just read something.
If only they realized that you could just find some information in a book that will basically it'll save you so many years of a mistake. You'll be like, okay, I'm glad I read that. Or I'm glad I talked to this person. But you said a wealth
Hmm.
choice, right? By Dennis
Yeah, Dennis Kimbro.
Kimbro. Okay, all right, I'm about to
Yeah,
look that up.
it's the sub is a success secret of Black millionaires, but it's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel what you're saying.
one thing too I want to bring up is one good thing about reading is it keeps your mind moving, is active. You see what I'm saying? It's like anything. If you don't use it, it atrophies.
Oh, see, it
Yeah.
is true.
So I mean, you gotta think about that kind of stuff. And so yeah, man. I appreciate you jumping on, showing the love, and it's just good to
Yeah,
hear a
same
young
here,
brother
young
like
grump. Thank
yourself
you for jumping
talking
on
like
as
you is.
always. And he was, that's what Ken was talking about. You as soon as he jumped on the mic, he can already tell that your mind is
Yeah,
there. Right?
he got it,
It's easy
man.
to see. Yeah, you got it.
I
Hey,
appreciate
check it
that.
out. Hey, LJ, what I always bring up, he got the juice.
Yeah. Be ready to, but
You
you're
got
gonna
the
be a
juice,
freak,
young
okay?
bro.
You ready to be a freak?
Oh yeah, you gonna go way beyond us, bro.
Oh,
You ready to
dang,
be
I
you
appreciate
ready to be
that.
a freak, young grump? You ready to lose all your friends, your current friends? You ready to lose them all?
Right.
It's already happening. I don't go out. I just stay because I'm still going to that. I'm doing online class, and I'm just don't go out. Just trying to get out of debt, and they just look at me like a lame, which I'm glad they do. Like I look at it like this, LJ. If the majority of people look at me and call me stupid or whatever,
Right.
I'm glad. I'm glad because that
Hmm.
knows I'm doing
Exactly. That
something
means you're
right.
doing it right. You're
Yeah.
doing it right. They don't know it's compliments. They don't know that. You're like, thank you, slave. Yeah.
Oh
You're
yeah.
just you're gonna be an old car driving loser. You're gonna turn to him and say, thank you, slave.
I love when they get on my car. I mean, I keep it clean. I keep it in a good condition. Everything. I rather for my car to look. I mean, I wash it, but if my car look dusty and dirty on the outside, at least it could turn on and I could get from point A to point B. Because I've seen some
Oh
friends
yeah.
of mine who car look
This is
good
what you
and
do
don't.
too. This is what you do too, young grump. This is what you do. When you got those
Yeah.
slaves financing cars and they're making payments, always look and see how they keep the inside of their nice car. Their inside of their
Mm,
car usually reflects the inside of their life,
yep.
but they don't know
Yep.
that.
Yep.
They look like they sleeping
Hey,
inside their
check this
car.
out. You know what's funny? It's funny you say that. Usually the first thing I get when somebody get in my car, they go, "Oh, this is nice. It's clean and it smell good."
Yeah, yeah, that is true. I
see,
be like, I'm like,
see.
okay,
Oh man, let me tell you, I'm obsessed with that, bro. Like every 3-4 days, I'm throwing a new freshener up in there.
okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I be looking like, oh, it's
Yeah,
supposed to smell good. Like,
I ain't
Bro,
waiting no 2 weeks.
I keep
Come on.
my truck stays clean. It stays clean.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it do represent you, man.
It do. Same thing like your room or your house. Like somebody get in your car, they be like, man, I smell like butt, and then you got
Right.
trash up in here. Look, that means you don't care about nothing now. That's how I
Put it
look
this
at it.
way:
Right.
if you meet a woman, right, and her car got like
And
McDonald's
their car
bags
is
and
dirty.
stuff like that, run,
Ooh,
run,
woo.
Oh yeah, I'm not even
just
with that.
run, man. Just
Ooh,
tell her, oh man, I got something going on. That's it.
if her
I'm out.
car is dirty, oh, that's a red flag
Yeah,
right there. That's a red
you
flag.
got to go, man. You got to go.
I feel you, but right now I ain't got time for the dang girls either because
Oh yeah, don't even worry about
I
that.
see friends
Oh,
that relationship is a lot of work too. It's like it's like you tell them you trying to chase a career, right? And they'll understand. And then let's say 2 months pass by, why you ain't spending time with me? I'm like, I'm
right,
glad I'm not going through that. I can't do that. Nah. I'm like, I'm 25. I'm trying to get it.
right,
You
right,
waiting?
right. Hey, you know why I'm laughing? Me and LJ talked about this,
I
man.
know
It's
that's
like me.
funny.
I got that on the layaway plan right now. You see what I'm saying? Because if I happen to run into somebody, I run into them, but I don't go seeking nothing.
He don't know what layaway is, Ken.
Yeah,
He
go
don't
ahead,
know.
explain it.
Oh no, you don't know what layaway is?
Hold on. I think I kind of know, but I don't want to say it.
Wow, that
I ain't
that
gotta.
might be right, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
know. As soon as you hey kid, as soon as you said it, I said, young Grump don't know what you talk about.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about the decades there, bro.
Well, my bad.
It's
Oh, that's
funny.
like a little
No, that
slang.
well, I put it like this. It used to be the Walmart layaway, right? Right, LJ.
Well, yeah,
You
well, that was
buy
Kmart
something,
for us back then, but
but no, you buying something and put it on layaway. That means you give like a down payment and then
right.
you just pay it off till you get the money. Like it might take 2-3 months, then you get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I'm on the layaway plan because that ain't what I'm looking for right now. Because like you say, I look at everything as a time cost benefit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And so like even with like relationship type stuff, man, I don't have a lot of time to be on the phone every day or texting every hour. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
you ain't kind of with that, then really ain't much I can do for you.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said that because there's too much energy behind that. Especially if you was trying to get a service or something. I'm good right now. I'm just focusing on the career because
Right.
it's gonna get worse from there. And then if I get kids, oh no, I can't afford that right now. Can't
Ooh-wee.
afford that.
Yeah, not right now. I would, you know what? I tell you, man, he is so far ahead, ain't he, LJ?
Right. Way ahead. And he don't really know it yet, but you could
Oh,
tell
Nah,
he
he
it's
already
don't know.
knows.
just
He don't
He
common
know.
don't know yet.
sense though, because I got friends like I ain't gonna say
Hold
friends,
on,
but
hold
I
on.
know
I
people.
gotta stop you right there, young buck.
I know
Yeah,
common
Common
sense.
sense ain't so. Yeah, common sense ain't so common these days. See, to you, it's
true.
common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Hey
and
kid,
I get it. I
he's gonna have to
get it.
break through that stage. He's gonna have to break through that stage
Right,
of
right,
thinking,
right, right.
oh,
See,
everybody should know this. They don't.
I totally get what he's talking about because I was
Me
there
too.
too.
Me too.
But see, you don't understand, man, that people, bruh. Okay, my son, he 28, my oldest. Okay.
Yeah,
So he right around your age. We be on the phone. I told him one time, this is when he was in college a couple years back. And he go, man, dad, he go, he had, I think he had something he was telling me about. And he said, everybody, they want to do this way, but I feel in my heart, this is the best way to go. I said, then you need to probably follow your heart. I said, you know why? He said, I know, Dad, because see, I always drilled this in his head. He said, because the 70% rule. I said, you're right. The 70% rule is 70% of the people or more are average.
yeah.
So think about this, man. If you talking to somebody and they going against what you're saying, there's a 70% chance they have no idea what you're talking about. So don't even be concerned about you see what I'm saying? Don't even be
Oh,
concerned about what they talking about. Most likely they're irrelevant. That's why I go by the percentages again. See what I mean?
so yeah.
Uh,
Instead of wasting your energy on it, it's just yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's
All
why I
right, you
got
guys, we
this
got to
ten
wrap this
dollar
up, man.
watch I
I
be
gotta
talking
go.
about.
I don't mean to cut it off,
Yeah,
man,
cause
but
we be rolling.
I got to get off
I
here. I got a couple things I got to do. So, man, I don't mean to cut you guys off in the middle of it. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you
nah
for
respect.
jumping
We
on,
understand.
man. You too, Ken. You young Grump.
No doubt,
Appreciate
no
you.
doubt.
I
Hey,
All right.
both of y'all
appreciate
have a
y'all.
good one now.
All right.
All right. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. But I got to get out of here. Man, please don't forget to subscribe. Consultations right there, SavingsMinusDebt.com, right there at the bottom. Get started. I got the blueprint that can help you convert, get out of, no longer be a slave and be free. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.